Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sins and Consequences, a Blades in the Dark actual play podcast. Guess what, guys? It's presented by Dragon's Greed Gaming. That's where you're listening to this, most likely. Unless
Where else?
Where else other than Dragon's Greed Gaming are you going to find our lovely players, my lovely voice? My name's Aaron, also known as Poltergeist, and I'm a millennial.
Important information.
This is important information. It is a safe space. I'm a millennial, but I type like a boomer. Almost everything I say gets misspelled by my phone, and I just look at it and go, hit send anyways, because that's funnier than what I was going to say.
Is that what that tomato map is? Or tomato nap?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is a tomato nap?
I tried to spell the word ultimate, and my phone was like, are you trying to say tomato? And I'm like, I don't think that's right. Okay. But tomato nap, people will wonder, I'm going to be surrounded by an air of mystery. And so I send it out to the world. I do that even at work. That's just something I do. I just put out mysterious cryptic messages out to the world.
Very professional. Incredibly.
I don't need to be a professional. I'm one of the only people in my industry, in my area of the world. So I can do whatever I want.
You set the bar for all of it.
It's like one time way back when I worked at that video game company, I got a email from my district manager and it said like, gyrations idea, Adam. And I'm like, what?
Gyrations idea?
Now that's something I can gyrate towards. All right, boss. All right.
Sounds about right. All right, guys. Let's meet our cast. Speaking of weird, we'll start with Adam.
Thank you.
No worries. Adam, how was your week? How was your life? We've actually been 2 weeks in the real world.
It has been 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time for me to go without being able to enjoy the company of you lovely, lovely people. And it might sound sarcastic because that's kind of how I talk, but I enjoy hanging out with you guys on the internet. You guys are all great and fun and entertaining and hilarious. And every time I listen back to this podcast, I was telling Aaron earlier, I giggle out loud. Like, I'm at work, and I'm over in the corner doing my thing, and, like, I got this dopey smile on my face, and I'm giggling like a little idiot. And every once in a while, somebody comes over and goes, what are you listening to? And I go, me.
Self-affirmations all the time.
Yeah, they're like, you're weird. And I'm like, you? Yeah. But, yeah, let's see. What else? I've been at work. I was on overtime for a while, then we kind of dropped back down to normal time, and now I'm at the point where I'm looking for stuff to do at work because, hear me out, too good. I get stuff done too fast. So, I got yelled at. I don't know if did I talk about getting yelled at?
No,
that was last week, and we didn't play last week. I got yelled at by a guy at work. He's like, I don't like the way that these are organized. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I organize them the way I like them. That's how I do it. And he's all like, well, it's wrong. And I'm like, So I do it every day. I don't know. Then they removed him from that spot, put him in something else, and then the next guy that came up was like, oh, hey, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, man. That's it. That's basically what I've done at work. I've been doing more, I jumped back into the proofreading for the company that I kind of work for and pitched a couple of books. And I'm hoping to hear back on that stuff real soon. If those get picked up, then my name will be in print on a published thing that you can buy.
Yeah, are we really allowed to talk about that? Like a release?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about it because, I think, in my opinion, until I have received payment for something, I can't really say, yes, this is, I'm not going to put it on Facebook. I'm not going to make it FBO. It's not going to be Facebook official until I receive a paycheck. So that's why I was able to put, freelance voice actor, because I got paid for one of those. So,
not official until your Zucker friends know about it.
Right? That's the law of the land. But, I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. On that Facebook official note, my wife and I, it took us 6 years of dating. Yes, we are dating, I guess. I don't know. I still take her on dates, but It took 6 years of us dating for us to realize we never made it Facebook official.
Oh. There you go.
And so we did that one day, and it was kind of like incredibly underwhelming for people in our lives because we're like, yeah, Aaron, we know.
We've been together
Very
for
long
like
time.
6-7 years.
Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah. Also, actually, fun fact: I don't know when my anniversary.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't know when my anniversary is, but that's okay because neither does she.
dude,
So.
me and my wife every year. So, okay, here's the deal. This is a question, and for you listening, if you're married, I want feedback from you on this. My wife thinks the more important anniversary is the anniversary of when we started dating. I think the
See, that's-
wedding anniversary has replaced that as the more important one. So that's my opinion. What do you think? What's more important? Which, if you're married, do you celebrate the anniversary of dating or the anniversary of the marriage, or neither, or both? It's
And I
multiple
throw in a
choice.
complication. So we celebrate all of them, but then also we got married twice. So there's 2 wedding days.
Is this like a Ronnie Dobbs situation? Did you guys get like divorced and then remarried?
No, it's
During the pandemic, we had like a micro wedding, I call it, and
Okay.
then we had like an actual wedding afterwards with like
Okay.
the real group and all of that. And so
Yep.
it's like I'm like, oh, the 14th. My wife's like, no, the 13th. I'm like, is it the 13th or the 14th? Because we tried to make the same weekend, but that's not how calendars work.
No, which is really stupid. Can we talk about how stupid calendars are? Let's go back and find this Augustus and this Julius guy and just slap them around. Be like, don't put your names on the calendar, you asshole. Let's have August or October be number 10 or 8. 8. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Look, leave me alone. I got distracted by my own fixation on time. Okay, October, November, December, 8, 9, 10. What the fuck? How come they're 10, 11, 12? I hate it. Let's go to 28-day long months. We'll have a perfect calendar. Also, I'm gonna let you guys all in on a secret here. Conspiracy theory. You heard it here first, and you'll never hear it anywhere else because it's stupid. I think that global warming is the fault of leap year. All right? The calendars are wrong. We're pushing them all off by a day every 4 years, and that's why it doesn't snow for Christmas. It's because of leap year.
Yeah, we're slowing the Earth too much, right? That's what you're
Yeah,
getting at.
speed it back up. Let's do Superman. Do a couple of laps, Superman. Let's
Isn't
go.
the Earth actually spinning faster?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
That's how
either.
conspiracy theories work.
It's all the BuzzFeed titles that I see.
That's how conspiracy theories work.
I
You
didn't
just
even know
read
that
them and you stick to it.
Yeah.
I click on all the stupid shit I shouldn't click on. Like I'm like, oh, who is the most forgotten celebrity that was on The Real World? I need to
Jim
know.
Carrey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen The Real World.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's just I don't know. That's the first thing that my brain went to was The Real World. What? How? That's fucking weird. You
It
guys
is
remember that?
weird. I do.
I remember the
very
surreal
briefly.
world better than the real world. That was great. Fucking Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen, but life.
Life. All right. And with all of that being said, Dio, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm tired as shit. Working at the airport during the summer is not phenomenal at all.
Mm.
For all of you traveling, please don't overpack your bags. That's all I ask.
For all of you traveling, please don't. You guys, your desk is or you're not there anymore. Are you by the terminals now, or are you?
Yeah. I'm on terminal side now, so I'm
Okay,
dealing with all of
okay.
our happy pass.
Okay, yeah, I was looking, like the last time I flew, I was looking for you, and I was at the not the terminal, but like the bag check-in area, and I was like, where is he? And you weren't there, and like where your company is like right in front of the big ass door, and I'm like, dude, I bet that sucks. Every time that door opens, you get blasted with fucking weather.
I don't want to talk about it. It's bad.
Rough. All right, Dio. Anything super awesome happened to you in the last couple weeks?
What happened that was actually really awesome? I saw my dog Pixel attack a cicada. I have footage of it. Like it was just like she grabbed the cicada, like, and it started like buzzing around. So I was like, okay, I know you got it this time. But then, like, as I was recording it and zooming into the cicada, you just see like the zoom into the cicada, and then Pixel's face just kind of, and you hear. That was something cool that happened. But
that's really cool.
But yeah, and I play Albatross. I lost an arm, and don't ask how I got it back, or maybe ask, just not you guys. Listeners could definitely ask though.
I forgot that I'm playing character.
Yes, yeah.
Lutz, probably. He's a weirdo, a creep. He's got a lot of nipples. He also now has, CJ, you weren't here. He's got wooden teeth.
Oh, you lost
And
his
gold.
gold ones?
No,
he
he still got the
his
gold ones,
edition.
but the regular ones are now wooden. His eyes are now yellow, and he's a little bit hunchier than he used to be. It
Okay.
got real weird. And like that was by choice.
Wait, did he get extra nipples as well?
Always,
yeah.
every time you look at. Okay, so all right, and I'm hijacking again. I don't know if have any of you guys seen the movie Young Frankenstein?
Nah.
Like a long time ago.
Okay, so watch it. It's fucking hilarious. But there's the guy that plays Igor, or Igor, whatever you want to call him. He's the hunchback, right? And his hunch just moves around throughout the movie. Like every time you see him, it's in a different spot. And I found out recently that the actor was doing that and didn't tell anybody. And like, I guess it was like several weeks into production before Mel Brooks noticed it. And it's like, are you moving your hunch? And he goes, what hunch? And then he loved it so much that he's like, keep doing it. And then when they made Robin Hood Men in Tights, the fucking Richard Lewis's mole kept moving around his face every time you'd see him.
It reminds me of Jesus Vampire Hunter, where he kept wearing different
Jesus Christ,
clothing.
Vampire is so good. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. That movie. By the way, if you've never seen Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, put it on your list. It's great. Watch it on Easter. It's appropriate. But yeah, no, the number of nipples and the position of the nipples changes constantly. But right now, I'm guessing his shirt's probably pretty ripped, after the events, CJ, that you don't know about. If you see any of these nipples, they're looking a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Frugose than they used to be.
Perhaps
If you don't know that
grotesque.
word, that's okay. Google it.
I will.
Add to my lexicon. What the fuck is it?
Yeah, someone look up the definition of that while CJ talks about her weeks. You abandoned us 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's 3 weeks now, because you guys, it was only 2 weeks. Wait, how many weeks has it?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, yeah, because it was only 1 week. Okay.
Yeah, 1 week where I abandoned y'all, but because I'm the GM, we didn't play it all.
Okay. I've completely blanked after that. Well,
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
went
what
for
I'm
like
supposed
a
to be
month.
saying. Where am I? What am I doing here?
Yeah, where have you been, CJ? Answers to the class.
Oh man, I went to the NerdCon. Went to anime conventions.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you had a costume.
I did have a costume. People really liked it.
Nice. Did you win anything?
I didn't win anything.
That's all right. That's a tough.
I learned that you have to for the main costume contest, you actually have to sign up online ahead of time. I was like,
Oh, bogus.
so there was a smaller one, mini kind of thing, but then they didn't call me back. I was just like, okay.
Oh, brutal.
I was waiting around at the con, just like, yeah, are you gonna text me back? Hello? Okay, that's fine.
Right up now, tell me, is it gonna be you and me forever?
Please.
Hey. But no, yeah, no, the pictures we did see of your cosplay, it was awesome. But I having been to Anime North a couple times, it's a tough competition. Like people go all out for that
Oh,
stuff. Yeah. But I hope you have fun.
I think it's hilarious that up there you have Anime North. I think that's very funny. It's not funny. It's logical, but I think it's hilarious. I don't know.
Yeah, I might have already said this on the podcast, but my sister's birthday is on the same weekend as Anime North, like every year. And so we'll take her out to a restaurant, and she happens to live in the same town that Anime North happens in. So we'll be at the restaurant and people will start walking in like Gundam costumes.
Oh.
The best.
Dude, the best
crazy
thing
people
about
watching.
E10 is that it happens around prom time. So you see these people, you're walking through the convention hall or through the parking lot, and then you see like Goku's walking home all tired, and then like there's these teenagers in their nice prom dresses, like kind of looking around like, what the fuck?
About
this
that.
is the most magical night of my life.
About that, I went to ASIN instead of prom, and so I was there while prom was happening for my class, and you see all of my classmates in their prom outfits, and I'm in like full like anime gear, like because I was just buying a bunch of stuff there. I had like I bought a bokken, which is like a wooden like samurai sword, and I'm over here walking around with this shit and it's just like, what the fuck, Dio? What are you doing here?
I made my choice.
See, for a second, I thought you were gonna say you went to prom dressed as Goku, which would have been.
I mean, I could have.
Yeah. Nah, that was so sweet, you guys.
That was intense.
Listen, I'm a
Listeners, I'm
millennial.
sorry. I'm a millennial, but I burp like a boomer.
Yeah.
Now that you've referenced it, he can't take it out in post either.
It's permanent.
It's
Sorry,
permanent.
listeners.
All right. And last but not least, I was the best man at his second wedding.
Dude, I want that on your tombstone when you die.
I was the best man at Ethan's second wedding. I like done nothing else with my life.
That makes you the second best man, right?
Well, it was the second wedding to the same woman. I don't know if it counts as a second marriage, but
That's
but
good.
yeah. Ethan, anything make your nips real hard this week?
All right, I'm gonna not go off your prompt and just kind of talk about how my week's been. But I kick it off. Hello, my name is Ethan. I'm gonna be running with Vey Helker. In the last session, we had all sorts and types of interactions with the Railjacks, which was super fun because Vey used to be one, and so Vey took it upon himself to become the ticket master, and although that helped somewhat, it didn't really help later on in the train engine room, where we had all types of issues and challenges go through. Real quick,
man.
before I talk about my week, Dio, I see that you brought a skull
Dude.
walking cane for the class.
Why do you have that? And why did you just run over? I saw you scamper over to go get that.
Look, I saw it and I got excited. Okay, no, but I'll save the story after Ethan's done. Okay, because I also have the definition for the word you gave us. But
Okay,
I'll leave it
perfect.
at that.
Alright.
So
Okay.
in my week, I actually did a bunch of traveling for work. So I also
Oh, cool.
spent like over a day in an airport in the last week.
Ooh,
I'm
not
sure
cool.
you spent a lot more than that, but yeah, it's one of those. I hit all types of delays, so like hours and hours in the terminal. Ended up kind of working, and when I'm there, like some of the peers kind of jumped on. I was like, oh man, like when I get delayed in airports, I get a drink. And so I ended up spending multiple hours just just grabbing a few ciders and finding myself working, which I probably shouldn't have, but I ended up being, I think, quite productive. And so that's one of those rare opportunities in the darkness of having to spend all that time traveling and not being able to be at home while you're working, of like, I got to work, a little bevved up on the clock. That's always fun, and
Bevved
probably
up,
a
I
little
love that.
riskier than I generally should work.
Is that a Canadian term?
No.
Bevved up?
I,
Or is
I
that
think
an
it's
Ethan
British. I think
original?
it's British, actually.
Okay, I like it. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
It sounds classier than being stinko.
Two ways I know that are like super Canadian to describe getting drunk. 3 sheets to the wind.
It's like a
Um,
pirate term.
Yeah,
It's used a lot.
You get used a lot in Canada. And then to give yourself to the screech.
What the
yourself to the
fuck?
street.
Is that like a
Screw-
Dustin Diamond reference?
No, Screech is this awful fucking concoction that they give you in Newfoundland.
Okay.
In Newfoundland, and yeah, if you give yourself to the Screech, it just means you're absolutely shit-faced in the afternoon.
In the afternoon specifically, I love it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I gave
That's-
myself up to the Screech then on
Yeah.
Friday.
Nice.
Bless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Screech into the void. Do your taxes hammered.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
now that introductions are done, I actually have the definition of the word that you said. It's full of wrinkles.
Oh yeah, dude.
Full of wrinkles.
Rugos. And squamous.
Also having the valence sunken and the space between elevated. Examples: the leaves of the dark plant are dark green and rugose.
Okay.
Rugose
I don't
and
like that
squamous.
imagery.
Good.
I'm
You
glad it
shouldn't,
was
it's
at least
awful.
with a leaf.
Ludwig Acton's nipples are purple and rugose.
Squamous. Squamous.
Squamous.
Squamous. Look it up, squamous.
All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about before I do a recap?
Yeah, what's up with this fucking skull cane? This silver skull cane that you got over there, Dio? What the hell is that about?
So this was a item I obtained for helping one of my buddies move out of his apartment. And he's
Was your
just,
buddy the bad guy from the movie, or well, I guess the television miniseries A Perfect Storm, written by Stephen King?
I'm not sure. I have to ask him. next
No?
time I see
Alright,
him.
this is a deep cut. Like, 2 people that are listening to this might get that. And if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Stephen King, I know you're listening. Let me know. Again, call me. We need to talk about fucking Dr. Sleep. Come on.
It reminds me of the old, like, I don't know if it's like a 1970s movie, The Phantom, where they've got like these little
Oh,
skulls.
dude, the Phantom. Yes, with the skull ring.
Yeah, it looks like that skull.
Oh,
Also
you know what it
cuts
reminds
deep.
me?
But
You know what it reminds me of? Casanova Frankenstein from Mystery
Yes.
Men.
Yes, Mystery Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got that fucking skull king he walks around in. Yeah.
I was thinking, what's that one? Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows.
But it was a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wolf in Perfect Storm too. But whatever. Storm of the Century. That's the one. Storm of the Century, not Perfect Storm.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Excuse me.
Perfect Storm is a very famous movie that they remade. The first time they made it, they killed a lot of people, and like new
Oh,
laws
nice.
got
It's one of
written.
those.
Yeah, but then they made it in 1998, I think, and it was really bad. But my
Okay.
mom made me see it in theaters for some reason.
Was it like a punishment? Was she like, you go see this movie?
No, I think she
You're
just
grounded.
wanted to see it, and I was
Okay.
8, so she was like, "Come to this film with me." Once again, my name is Aaron, also known as Poultrygeist. Real quick before I do the recap, let's talk about Sydney Fable. Sydney Fable does most of the music for this show. They have a glam rock group known as the Blam Blams. All of their stuff is linked in the comment or in the descriptions below. You should check their stuff out. It's really cool. They're a phenomenal composer. And they were kind enough to let us use their music for most of what I do in the show. The rest, some of it is taken just from like a licensing service that I use, but for this show, a lot of it's from Sydney Fable because it was perfect. Bagandmapping.com, guys can check that out. If you go to bagandmapping.com, they have a Blades in the Dark app that they're actively making changes to. They're taking feedback about. But it already does function quite well. Also, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, they got stuff for that. It's just another VTT. It's only $2 a month if you subscribe, but you can save 25% off of your first 2 months if you use the coupon code DRAGONSGREED. All capital letters, all one word. And again, the description for that is all the information and the links for that is in the description below.
love how
Another good one.
the product
God.
is so cheap that you're like, you save 25% off, and you're like, that's $1. That's not even.
It's
a
not
dollar.
even $1. It's not even $1. It's 50 cents. Like
You
that's
can buy a 1 1/4 chicken nugget from Wendy's for that saving.
Would they
Not in
actually sell
Canada.
it to you for that?
No.
No, unless you have a gun, then you can buy
But-
whatever you want.
But here's the
you
thing.
actually buy.
If you
Well, you
buy
should.
6 subscriptions and you use the Dragon's Greed coupon code, you'll save enough money to buy a single value pick item off the McDonald's menu.
Wow.
There you
So
go.
there you go. So keep that in mind. The more subscriptions you buy, the more money you save.
You don't have
It's
to think about the
kind of
semantics,
technically true.
and you don't have to use a gun. You can just use the coupon code.
Or a gun.
That's
Or
right.
both. Why not both? Por qué no los dos?
All right. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Last week, we were on a score. Ludwig, Vey, and Albatross snuck on through various means onto the back of a moving train as it moved through Dunslow with the goal of commandeering the entire train and driving it through the Lost District. A lot of stuff happened on this score. You met a very boring man named Edwin.
I love that guy.
He's coming
Yeah.
back. I know it.
Yes, he is. He's like a super villain.
Really boring
Alright.
supervillain.
But yes, we met Edwin, and like as Ethan said, he took over his role as master of tickets because we can't say the word ticket master. It's not allowed. You can't
Get
say
sued.
ticket master.
Or the U.S. government comes after you.
Exactly. The U.S. government is at my door. They're like, "Excuse me, I'm the FBI." And it's like that doesn't make any sense.
Get outta here. You got no jurisdiction. Hey, do me a huge favor. You should really censor out, put the bleep over every time you say
Redact.
that'd be hilarious.
There we go. I'll think about it. I'll think every time you guys say Ticketmaster, I'll censor it, but I'll say Ticketmaster as much as I want.
Redact.
Ticketmaster.
All right, let's see if you did it.
All right, and then after he became master of tickets, he made his way through the train. Ultimately, you guys all ended up in the engine compartment. You just as you managed to basically drop off the back of the passenger trains, you found out that it was being attacked by Ulf Ironborn and his gang of thugs. And so there was 2 people attempting to steal this train at the same time, but you managed to subdue Ulf Ironborn's thugs as well. Because thanks to Myri and the rest of your crew, your cohorts, you successfully managed to leap the train from one track to the other, make it to the Deathlands.
What?
There, you did find the artifact.
Yeah, it got
Like,
weird.
wait. This was pretty chill standard. So suddenly the train jumped tracks. Like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the power of
Kickflip
Blades in the
that shit.
Dark.
The story went really off the rails at that point.
Oh, he did it.
But yeah,
Thanks, TJ.
yeah,
No
you'll have to listen
problem,
to the
guys.
episode.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm doing it justice. I feel like it was a more interesting episode than that description. But when you guys made it to the Deathlands, you find the hand of Kotar. Ludes picks up the hand of Kotar, whereupon he immediately transforms into his most monstrous self and attempted to bite a pound of flesh out of A.
Pound that flesh.
Wait, are we not going to talk about the Spirit Warden?
Oh yeah, there was a spirit ward. Yeah.
TJ, you missed
So
some
much
shit.
going on.
Yes, the spirit wardens did come because a lot of people died in the process of this.
It was terrifying.
Yes, and
Mostly not our fault.
but he was riding on the back of a horse, literally surfing it. He chased
like
you
Teen
into
Wolf.
the Deathlands. Thankfully, Albatross managed to shoot the horse, and then he spent the rest of his week breaking into various taverns and trying to find the Cinderella version of Lude's butthole. Because
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen this butthole?
well, more like, excuse me, sir, let me look at your butthole. As
I need you to bend over so I can look at your butthole.
I recognize that butthole anywhere.
Yes. Lute's turned into his most monstrous self, successfully managed to resist without traumatizing himself, just barely.
Just barely. The bareliest.
From attacking Bay. And then they carried it not directly in their hands. Bay has the hand right now. He returned. And at the end of last week's episode, we found a scene where a man you've seen before. Where is he?
Show us the man.
Show you the man. There he is.
What is it mean?
Oh, that man.
Miserable pile
That's
of
man.
secrets.
Yes. A man with a large beard, a Severosi man, through and through. Tattoos all over his face, his arms. I'm sure he's got tattoos on the rest of his body, but he's wearing clothes, so you don't know. It's a secret.
I'm just going to assume.
A heavily tattooed man that you've seen before. He spoke to you briefly after your meeting with the Circle of Flames. He offered you some advice that if you were planning on starting a cult, that perhaps you could take advantage of the naivety of the rich people in Charter Hall, as he has. But today he sits in your lair, waving around a pistol, fairly carefree, occasionally pointing it at Myri, who is sitting beside him. And that is where we left you guys. We did go through payoff, we went through heat and all that stuff, so we're here. This is where we are. But before we do that, I just want to give a little bit of a monologue. So, if you'll allow me.
Hit me.
2, maybe 3 days ago, a diminutive man is traveling through the lower passages below Silk Shore. And he's returning. If this was a film, you would see the camera kind of move, and as he peers around a corner, the camera follows, and you see into this decimated library. He goes inside and he's trying to keep low, he's trying to keep quiet in case anyone else is there. He returns to the scene where we saw the cot and the little living area and the workshop inside the library that you guys had fought the hollows in. There he sifts through and he picks up a spirit bottle that has a spirit inside of it. He picks up some of his belongings. And as he goes to leave, he walks by the body of the vampire that Albatross had shot. He stops, he pauses, and he takes a look. He says, "I just thought you'd be better than your daughter." And he leaves. And we see him kind of flash forward, and we see him talking to this man with the tattoos, the one sitting in your lair holding a pistol. And he says, I've heard that you're looking for Myri Skelkalon. I happen to know that she's been doing some work out in Six Towers, I believe in the old university quarters. I think that that's probably something that we should address, something that it would be my best interest if she were to not be operating anymore. And we flash forward to when Jacob Bridgewater paid 2 coin to one of the Path of Echo's adepts that was there to question Daniel Deraviso. Jacob came up and he said, "Hey," I forget what you said exactly, Adam, but you said something along the lines of like, "Hey, maybe mind your own business. Here's a couple coin."
Basically, something along the lines of like, take these 2 coins and shove them up your ass.
Like he said to you, it would be worth a lot more than 2 coins.
Sure did.
If you did. If we found Myri.
Yes,
What did Jacob do in the time between then and this moment?
Well, Man, you're just gonna make me talk about that, huh? So, in that time, it's been, what, like 2 weeks, I think? Something about that? About 2 weeks since that happened?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
I'm sure he's bumped into these guys again.
Mm.
And he thought about it. And he thought about the interactions he's had with Myri. And the way that she's been a little hostile and freezes up at inopportune times. She's kind of a weak link. Kind of a hindrance in his goals. And money is great. Money can buy things. Money can put you in the right path. So, yeah, he took the money. Made an arrangement. He let this guy know when they were out. When she was gonna be, you know, like the only person there.
Yeah. And perhaps we'll go to Myri. We'll roll back just a little bit to when just Myri was returning. Perhaps Daniel Deraviso and a couple of the ladies that have joined your cult to become your cohorts recently are with you or doing something else. But you come in and you see Jacob and you see this man. And he says, Myri, it's been a while. Do you remember me?
Do I remember him?
You did speak with him. He was the guy that spoke to you after the meeting with the Circle of Flames.
Oh, okay.
And he was one of the members of the Circle of Flames.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I seem to recall your face.
It's quite you're not the first to be able to ward, to draw, to repel spirits in this city. It's a process that many know, including myself. But you have a certain way of doing it that seems to outshine the rest of us. Of course, referring to episode 2 of this podcast, when Myri plunged the entire district of Dunslow into chaos.
Don't worry about it. It's
A bit.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
And yes, a lot of my good men, of course, took the fall for your actions there. But with a little bit of finessing, investigating, we discovered that it was actually yourself. The Spirit Wardens, even they can be led to talk if given, if you know where to look. Have a seat, he says, as he lifts his jacket, and you see that he's got like a pistol kind of sitting in his right hand as he's leaning back in his chair.
Yeah, before that, she was like at first starting to like kind of shift a look around, just like, and then the gun comes out and she's like, oh, and just kind of goes a little stiff and then give a little curt nod and then join him at the table.
And as you sit down, he takes like a big like burlap bag full of silver coins. He gives to Jacob 20 stash.
I was not expecting that much.
That's so funny.
She just stares daggers into him.
And he says, "Thank you. You're free to go. You can do whatever you'd like, sir."
I think, excuse me. He doesn't clear his throat, I do. I think I'd like to stick around for a moment if you don't mind. I got a little bit more information that you might find useful. I like to see where this goes. Just personal curiosity, nothing more. And he's got his legs.
Okay.
He has boots up on the table. He's like tilted back in the chair, you know, halfway back. and he's got an apple, a real
Oh
honest-to-goodness
my God.
apple, an apple, and he's slicing bits of it off and eating it with a knife. It's like, it tastes much better than crickets.
The man, he reaches into his jacket. It was half to show you hit a gun and half to he pulls out like a small notebook, leather bound book. He opens it up and he has sketches of the wards that you did in the prison and the ones that you did in the Church of the Weeping Lady. On the back of the he has sketches of it, and he sets it out in front of you. He draws the pistol, and he starts asking you questions about it. He says, "Now, why?" And I'm not technically versed in how to perform occult rituals. Like me, Aaron Matthews, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
You did research before
Listen,
this
I'm gonna have
episode?
a little bit. I'm gonna level with you. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the best time explaining it. I'm gonna throw some.
No, we're gonna
step in it.
Exactly.
From my understanding, you need blood and you need semen. Equal
Men
parts.
from the sea.
Mixed together. I have no clue. The cult that I was in charge of for a while was very different. We burned floss.
Wait.
And we
Dental
caused
floss.
COVID.
And we caused COVID. Yeah, we did. Yeah. That's a story for a different time. We caused COVID. I'm sorry.
All
and then
right.
we stopped.
There you go. I'm glad that you stopped. Yes. But he starts asking you questions about it, and they're very good. They're pointed and questions. Like, he's clearly someone who is kind of at your level, maybe even above in some areas. With, like, he's obviously very clearly also a tinkerer of some sort.
Okay.
In the way that he's talking about it, he's like, the way that you wrote this rune, it's different than what I would have chosen. And you see even in the notes, he has like an image of like, you have like a little squiggly with 2 dots on top of it, and he had it with only 1. And he's like, why is there 2 there?
Why?
And one.
Why?
Yeah. You say that like it's obvious, and he kind of furrows his brow, and he's like, oh, okay. By the way, how do you know Eckerd?
Face falls.
He's a nosy little fuck, isn't he? Just the fucking worst.
Well, at least we can agree on that.
Yeah, no, he has it out for you, something good. He gave me as much information as he could. Apparently, you guys were underground somewhere, messing with his work.
Is that so?
Yes, and we flash back for a moment to Ludwig's memories as he inhaled a ghost, and we see that Eckerd was in fact the man that was working and sleeping inside of the library. It comes into focus, and we recognize it from the Myri's nightmare. But yes, all the same, Myri, there's kind of 2 ways that this can work. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions. You're gonna answer them. I'm gonna put a bullet in both your kneecaps and throw you in the Deathlands and hope that you survive. But you're not welcome back in Dustball. Or you can come with us down to Charter Hall, and we can work together. What you do here, it's impressive. And I can respect that. The curtain flaps open. And we'll say Vay because Adam walked away. Vay and Albatross walk in.
No albatross.
No albatross?
Yeah.
Okay. They. Lutz is you walk in before Lutz does. Lutz is you're maybe trying to rush ahead a bit. Lutz is pretty injured and shaken. So you get there first. And the scene you see is the man, he's holding onto the pistol in one hand and he's talking to Myri. He looks very much at home, and Jacob Bridgewater is there as well, eating an apple.
And like a smug asshole.
I'm sure the coin pouch should be on the table too. Like I feel like this scene's pretty self-describing. Yeah.
I don't know if he's leaving it on the table. It feels like that's not something you leave on the table to be snatched away. Adam, where's Jacob got his pouch of money?
Excuse me, sorry, I had to go pee. I'm
No.
back. Oh,
Hold it.
I was.
I was, and then I wasn't.
Sorry. Okay, what's going on? What? You need my money? You can't
No,
have
no.
Vay's
heard
coming in and assessing the situation.
How big is this sack of silver?
I would say it's big enough that you could hold it with one hand, but you wouldn't be able to comfortably put it in a pocket.
Okay, so it's like bigger than my fist, but not like it's not like a loaf of bread.
Like a small
No.
bank money bag, not a big bank money bag.
Does it have a big old dollar sign on the side of it?
Yeah. No, it doesn't. But
Oh.
like in this world, we use coin as a catch-all term.
Yeah.
They are silver coins, and like money now, it has different denominations. So
Sure.
each one of these is worth like a lot of money, but like there's a lot of them as well.
Okay, but it's bigger than my fist, but smaller than a loaf of bread.
Yes.
It is probably sitting in his lap,
Okay.
and he's halfway up on the chair. I don't know if you guys can see me. Halfway up with his legs up on the table, and it's the kind of thing that like he's kind of bouncing a little bit, but he's not quite at the point where if he bounces too far, he'll tip over. He's a little smarter than that.
But Vay, you walk in on this. Myri, you've been offered a proposition, and you see Vay walk in on this. Lutz is just behind. He can enter the scene whenever you want, Adam. What would anyone like to do in this moment?
Can I roll prowl?
Go ahead.
I also have
I-
scout, so I get a +1 effect to hide, or +1 when I gather information. No, I get when I hide in preparation position or use camouflage. You can use a +1d to rolls to avoid detection.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so really quick, the way that action rules work in this, describe what you're doing and then we assign. So I know that you're going to go for a prowl, but describe what Albatross is doing before we set position and effect, because I need to know what the fiction is before I start throwing threats at you.
Off in the corner of the room, you see a shine of the barrel of a rifle pointed directly at the tattooed man's head.
But your arm is fucked currently.
Is it?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's only been like you were on the train, you walked from the train to here.
Oh, really? Oh, never mind. Fuck that. Damn. Timeline's way off. I thought he would have had his gun.
I mean,
This is taking place like right after last week's score.
I think it's fair if Albatross has a stash of guns somewhere just outside on the property perimeter.
Not yet, though. Not right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm more than happy to say. Actually, this is actually what I was going to say. Right before we started recording, I said I was going to talk about something, but it's mechanical. In Blades in the Dark, you guys, there are two things that buddies and rivals, and the things that happen during entanglements, all of that stuff, all of the NPCs that you know in this world. If at any time you think it would be beneficial to have to bring them into a scene, all you have to do is drop their name. And in this instance, like, I just want to be very clear, this is like you guys can't hear the background music because I haven't edited it in yet. It's very tense.
Oh no.
It's not post yet.
It's ominous. You know, this is a very ominous moment because, like, as much as he's not like on edge, his sheer confidence in being here, there's more going on, and I think Myri has kind of picked up on it. At least Jacob probably knows. You know, this is something where it's like, this scene, be prepared, could hurt someone and someone could die. And so I need you to bring out all the stops. And I have not moved forward in the moment, and so I'm going to push. Albatross, if you're doing something, tell me what it is. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Vay, and then I'm going to go to Myri.
How much time would it be? So everybody would immediately come back to the 6 hours, right?
Yeah, you were walking with Lutz. You maybe even Lutz and you were kind of helping each other out because you both took. I don't know if he took harm, but you're both kind of shaken after what happened last week.
I took 1 harm, for the most part, but
yeah. But also like, you both have had that feeling as Vay is carrying the hand of Kotar, like, you want it, like, you know, and like, I think it's kind of like, it's not so compulsive that you're going to act on it, but it is a compulsion that you have that, like, you don't think he should have it, you think you should have it. And Lutz also has that feeling as you're walking. But you all walk towards the library together, presumably, unless you tell me otherwise that if Albatross went somewhere else.
Albatross would want to make a pit stop.
Okay. Okay, so you made a pit stop, which means that Vay gets there before you do. Because Vay, did you make a pit stop with Albatross?
No, I think Vay and Lutz would have.
Okay, so Albatross.
Albatross would have Batmaned out of there. He would have just disappeared.
Yeah, no worries. So
Hey,
so
look over
Vay,
there, and he's gone.
yeah. So Vay and Lutz has not entered the scene yet. You can enter it whenever you would like. As you approached, you did hear the sound of this man's voice, and Myri maybe even speaking. Daniel Deraviso's in the room somewhere, but he's kind of being quiet and just scoping out the situation. He's unsure of what to do in this moment, but he is there. Vay, you enter in. The man you see has got the pistol, he's got the book. Jacob is there with the coin on his lap. What do you do as you come inside?
All right. Well, stunned and taken aback, I think they would kind of look over the situation and probably start running his mouth. So, you know, walking in, it's like, oh, good.
Can Jacob intervene real quick? Can I roll something to see if I spot him before he starts talking?
I'm gonna say you don't even have to roll. There's no door. There's only one spot that people kind of come and go from here.
The tarp.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
the tarp.
you see Vay walk in. You see Vay. He's got. You said it was like a box that you were carrying it in, right? The lock box from the train. Yeah. And so you have the hand of Kotar, and you probably have a couple of the jars of Leviathan's blood in there. As well.
That's probably a good thing to have. I didn't even think about grabbing it, but I'm gonna say I did. But as you come in, you see this scene, and Jacob's there, you know, boots on the table, propped up, and he's got the apple, and he's slicing it with a little knife, and he pops it into his mouth, and you see him as he pops the piece into his mouth. He gives you one of these. Gives you a little finger across a little shh kind of finger. And then he goes back about it like nothing happened. Ball's in your court.
Real quick, table talk. When you say shush shush, are you saying like, I don't want you saying anything, or are you saying like, you know?
What do you think it means? I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you. You're not. He's not. He's not in the fucking link, dude.
Yeah.
Well, he.
Oh.
I mean, you know what?
We didn't get
He
the
might
mind
be-
link thing.
He's in the link. Wait, who's in the link? You're not in the link. Vey is out of the link. Is that right? No, Vey
no,
went in.
Vey-
Albatross is out.
Albatross is out of the link. Albatross has no fucking clue. Okay.
Did Jacob huff the water?
Yeah, man. Jacob went in there. He's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. He's trying to follow these visions, and the visions keep talking to him.
And to
So
make
he
it
went
clear,
in,
Oh.
and what? Yeah, go ahead.
and to make it clear, Albatross's pit stop is gonna be quick.
Yeah, no
We should-
worries. We just we literally have not moved forward in time, so you haven't entered the scene just yet.
It's been seconds.
Yeah.
So you get a thing from him, and now that he knows that he's now that I know that he's in the link with everybody, he's gonna give you a thing, a message that he's gonna send to you. He goes, "Don't say a word."
Oh, you guys took the brain link?
Yes.
Oh.
And Myri, so we decided
it
last
too.
week that the way that works is anyone who is willing to drink from the ocean water from that location
Okay.
can have access to this.
Okay.
I thought it was that the water's been in your lungs.
Yes, yeah, that is kind of you have to inhale it like literally like choke on it a bit. And so you probably also have this,
Oh, cool.
Myri. Unless you say otherwise, you have access to this. So you would also hear that because everybody hears it.
She's gonna not react to him saying that because she doesn't want to give away that they can do that. But she's just kind of like, she on the other hand is not going to go along with that, and she'll look at me like, "Oh, Vey, that's not the voice. Hold on."
Ooh!
Oh!
Boy, howdy!
Yeah, I'm gonna derail for a second while CJ finds the voice. There's some, I guess it's newer Mickey Mouse cartoon series that my daughter stumbled onto today because like she's been on a Halloween kick. She's a spooky kid. She loves Halloween. She's born in October, and she's been on this Halloween kick. And we put on this Halloween special of this like Mickey Mouse series, and it's like the Ren and Stimpy of Mickey Mouse. Like it's like
Oh, is it like the new
gruesome
TD one?
cartoons.
It's like the rubber arm, more rubber army type stuff, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
so
there's
good.
a lot of like really weird detail, like super detailed things every once in a while that I'm like, ugh. And dude, it's fucking hilarious. That's it. That's the whole thing. All right, back to you.
Oh, well, welcome back, Vey. I see that you've now noticed that Jacob brought a friend over.
And being called out immediately, Vey is going to, just very nonchalantly hold the box behind and out of sight type of deal. Just with that being the most prized possession in the room at the moment. And I guess he's being called out. It's like, I'm apologies for arriving late to the party.
Potty.
Hi.
Sorry.
The man looks over to you and he says, "Did you guys ever get those artifacts that we asked you for?"
Our last trip has not yet been, or we've not had as much success, though I can tell you we're on a good lead.
Okay, you're bluffing to him. I want you to make an action roll.
With a bluff. So I'm going to do I'm going to take my, oh gosh, yeah, jumping in. I'm going to take my Rook's Gambit, which allows me to take 2 stress in order to roll Consort instead of Sway.
Okay.
And so to do that, oh, go ahead.
And at this point, if anyone wants to assist or anything like that, would be a good time to do that.
I'll assist. I don't know how.
Maybe you start talking to him. Like, I'm like, that's my recommendations. Keep the
Start
conversation
talking
moving
about-
quickly.
Yeah.
about what things that we might be getting close to as far as finding this artifact.
Like, oh yes, we had really good investigation in the
Town place, the tents that we went to.
Good
Right
talk, good
town.
talk. Yeah. So how much stress do I take for that?
1.
Okay.
And you, by the way, you would have, because you weren't in the last score, you'll have 0 stress going into this.
Did y'all traumatize me?
No. No, it's just because you weren't really part of the score. And so like you basically, like, if you sit out a score, you all your harm goes down 1 level and you get 0 stress going into the next one.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. But she doesn't benefit as much from like experience and things like that.
Yeah.
So if I sit out, I lose stress.
Yeah, like remember when Lutz
Okay.
came back and he was healed completely and
Well, that was the whole thing
Oh, wow.
was disappearing for a while to get rid of the stress and the.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was okay. So I'm clearing Jacob's stress. There we go. All right.
oh yeah. Yeah, Jacob definitely is not stressed at all. If anything, he's
He's
feeling
carefree.
better than ever.
He's fancy free.
But yes, so Mary, go ahead and take 1. Vay, you're give me that roll. Give yourself 1 additional die, and then we'll role play that out.
All right, I'll do risky standard.
Yes, it is risky for standard effect.
Oof.
I'll just say the camera zooms in on his eyes just as you're telling him this lie, and you move the box and you maybe hold it behind your back. The camera knows, but maybe Vay doesn't, that he saw the box.
Real quick, my client didn't update.
like
What
that.
was the roll?
It was 3, 4, and a 3.
Oh,
So you have a partial success. So you do it, but there's a consequence. In this case, you have reduced effect, is what it is. So you have limited effect in that he doesn't know what's in the box, but he clocked that you have it, and but he doesn't choose to bring it up just yet. And he says, "Well, today is not merely a social visit, but I have interests both as a member of the Circle of the Flames, and as leader of the Path of Echoes, and I have business with Myri, and I believe I asked you a question, Myri, just before your friend came in."
Oh, right. About either shooting my kneecaps or I go to Charter Hall.
Yeah, that would be the one.
It's kind of more saying that out loud for Vay's benefit.
Oh. Gosh. Well, if you're associated with Charter Hall, then I'm sure you know I didn't exactly flourish in that kind of environment, as one would say.
There
Yes.
is a environment in which she might have something interesting to show you. That's kind of the information I got for you. It's a place not too terribly far from here. Interesting place. A lot of information, a lot of unusual goings on. Place of mystery, place of intrigue, some might say. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
That's under the city, I believe.
Underneath, yeah.
Yeah, Hecker did
Place with
mention.
water with unusual properties.
Yeah, actually, Myri, give you some time to think about it. Let's go for a little trip. And he stands up. And he
Continues
he-
glaring daggers at Jacob.
and yeah, again, he has this pistol and he puts it on your shoulder and kind of right against the base of your neck as he helps you stand. There, Myri.
All right, I'm getting up.
Jacob slices off another piece of the apple, pops into his mouth, tosses the rest of the apple aside, and he's got the knife in his hand, and he looks at Vay, and he's like, gives him a come along nod.
She spits on the floor at him.
And because I don't want to exclude Dio, like at this point in time, like if Albatross wants to emerge, he could. If he wants to be hidden and lying in wait, that's maybe where he is. But if nobody intervenes in this moment, then we will move to the canals.
Yeah, he's intervening for sure.
Okay. So yeah, this man is standing behind Myri with the gun kind of pressed against her back.
So just to kind of get a visual of the scene, and because I don't really have a visual of like how this room is set up. I know it's like a room within the building itself that has like drapes over it that has only the one entrance, or
well, so there's multiple entrances, right? So this is the library of this university, like that's been abandoned. Where you guys made your lair is in the library building, which it has a door that functions and locks, but then it also has a giant hole in the wall where there's just a curtain hanging. So that's where people have been coming and going, but there is a door. There are windows that lead in, whether they're boarded up or whatever is up to you guys. I would say that this is a 2-story building, kind of like a large open area in the middle, and then it's kind of like polished banisters surrounding like kind of like the outside of like an upper balcony. This is all taking place kind of at like where you guys would have like your war table, like a larger bunch of desks pushed together with chairs around it. Kind of in the center of the room, there's a hearth that's lit kind of off to the other side. But yeah, like it's an open space, but it's not all lit. Like there's a lot of shadows to be hidden in.
all right. So through one of the secret entrances, the ones that he's been using to spy on this ragtag group, Albatross is watching this scene play out at this second. Like he hasn't really heard anything that they've discussed, but he sees somebody pointing a gun behind Myri. Panting and focusing his gun towards the hand of this tattooed fellow. He's gonna focus his shot. Aim and fire towards the arm of the gentleman, or towards the arm of this
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's desperate for standard effect.
and I'm gonna be using sharpshooter. I can push myself to do one of the following: make a range attack at extreme distance beyond what's normal for the weapon, unleash a barrage of fire. And then in addition, what's that? And though he had no stress from the prior, because he had gotten the trauma, he's walking in here with 3 stress from other things.
From other things, do you mind telling me about that? Because I don't.
The arm that he has now looks older, has some rust.
Okay.
It's the mechanics of it seem like they would be maybe a generation or 2 behind the one that he had before.
Okay, and where did you get the stress from?
Attaching it. This is impromptu things that.
Okay, no worries. No worries. I hear that. Yeah. So like, so basically, what you did was the equivalent of a 3 stress flashback.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yeah. Let's do it. As you make a pit stop and you pick up your old prosthetic arm. Go ahead and make that shot. Again, it's desperate for standard effect.
So we never really went over. What does that even mean? It being desperate. Like if he fails, it's really bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you got to remember, he's got a gun pointed like right on Myri's back. Something bad could happen there. He is a very powerful NPC. You guys haven't fought the Path of Echoes, but Albatross or Dio and CJ have.
And I'm also gonna push myself for trying to raise the effect.
Okay, so you can actually only push yourself once. If it says push yourself in order to use the
Then actually, because it's just gonna be pushing myself to make a range attack at extreme distances below. But this isn't you know what? This isn't even an extreme distance, is it? Is it? Because I'm using a
that's
rifle.
up to you.
Unless
Yeah.
you're hanging out on a building somewhere, watching us walk out of the
Yeah. The very first score, you were incredibly far away, which is why you had to keep using that.
Yeah.
But no, like you could be across the street and fire a rifle in. If you wanted to be a couple blocks away and fire into this building, that's different.
No. I'm gonna be, at least within like because it's gonna be a visual thing. I catch it, I see it. He's gonna get ready, and he's not gonna be that far.
Yeah. Presumably, like you are like looking through a window and like, maybe grab a vantage point from the building across the way. Yeah.
And he'll push himself to have. You said it's gonna be desperate.
Yes.
And
But
it's
desperate
just-
for standard
Okay.
effect. So if you want to push yourself for the extra die, if you want to make a great effect, that's okay too.
I'll make a great effect.
Okay.
Come on.
So you make a great effect, you don't get the extra die. I just want to be very clear on that.
Copy.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
Go ahead and make that roll.
Oh no!
It's the worst outcome.
Fuck! It's the second worst. If it were all ones, it'd be the worst. But there's a 2.
Actually, there is
double
no
one.
critical fail status,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's good.
Oh
But this is the worst outcome. You suffer severe harm, serious complication occurs, or you lose the opportunity for action.
But he raised the
Um,
effect.
Yeah,
You
but
made
you
it
failed.
worse. You made it worse.
What's worse is the gun fires and he moves so fast. He pushes Myri forward into the desk and he leans forward and it goes right through his heart. He coughs up blood onto Myri's back.
Ugh, gross.
Oh.
He mutters words in the Severosi language, puts the pistol up to his head, and pulls the trigger.
What? What the fuck?
His body
Jacob-
drops to the floor as everybody feels like a wave of a very powerful spirit emerge, like just tear through his body.
That's right.
His jaw unhinges as it just slides like a sheath, and his spirit stands there holding onto Myri, grabs her by the hair, and flies out the window. You guys have a moment to react to this, but he is going to attempt to pull Myri by the hair out the window.
Take another shot.
You,
Actually, can I fire at this?
I'm going to say, Dio, that was your action.
Okay.
So you've lost your turn for this initiative.
I mean, that's fair. And with the roll that I got, that's super fair.
Yeah. So Jacob, Ludes, if he wants to enter the scene, Faye, even Myri, you guys all have an opportunity to react.
Fuck me. Okay, Ludes is gonna. Oh my god, Ludes is gonna
And
try
this
to
is-
chase after it.
Okay.
He's gonna try to chase after it. Jacob is gonna flip up the table that he was sitting at and take cover behind it.
Okay. He can do that successfully. No one's really actively at this point chasing or trying to hurt Jacob. Faye, what
Is
do you
Jacob- How close is Jacob to Vay?
do? I would say that there's probably about 10 feet between you because you were leaning back in the chair until all
Yeah.
this happened.
Well, he'd gotten up and pulled the knife on Vay.
Wait, you pulled a knife on Faye?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that. I'm so sorry.
I missed that too.
Oh, I thought. Oh, did I not
I
say?
thought-
Did I just think it?
Well, that was like you were talking about how you were eating the apple and you did like
And then
the,
You were like shushing him.
Stopped. Well, yeah, and then after when he pulled the gun and was like, "Let's go," is when he would have gotten up with the knife and been like, "We're going."
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
catch the knife.
Maybe I
grab.
thought it and didn't say anything. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I've had 3 beers.
that's fair. I don't think you said it, but if
Okay, my mistake.
we
no
can
worries.
retcon it.
Yeah. So yeah, they you see Jacob Bridgewater is approaching you, but then when all this goes down, I guess he moves to take cover.
Yeah, my goal would be to try to toss Vay behind the table too, so that the both of us are behind it.
Okay. If
Because I don't know what the fuck's where the shot came from.
okay. Fair enough. I will say that Jacob can definitely take cover. That gives Vay the opportunity to take cover and not be pulled under for safety if that's what he
Or
wants.
avoid it. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to avoid it and act in this moment there, Ethan, you can. So, what would Vay want to do right now? The
So,
spirit
like,
has
Jacob
not
reaches
left
out
the
and like grabs onto like the back of your collar and tries to fling you towards behind the table that you just flipped up.
Yeah.
Whether or not that works is up to you.
Yeah. I think there's an amount of overwhelm going on, and especially with like the last heist and all that stuff. So maybe for the they would be he's like off kilter a little bit with all of this, and I think also the hand has kept him very distracted while going through with this, and so I think it's totally reasonable that a little huck on the collar and he's a little off-footed and thrown behind the table as well for cover.
Okay. And so then Ludes wants to follow, and so the spirit pulls Myri out the window. Myri, of course, can react
Yeah,
to that.
you said by the hair,
Yes, yeah.
so.
Oh my god, is it a wig?
No, I just like to say, my girl likes to pull out a dagger all the time, so she's got a dagger on her. So we're gonna fucking cut that hair, get a nice impromptu haircut.
Full blown sock.
Can I
puppet.
wreck my hair?
Oh, that's
We're gonna
crazy. You're gonna have
New drawings.
I'm gonna wear a hat, but it's worth it.
Yes, I'm gonna say because you're not trying to attack the creature, because of your oddly enough the safest here, because he's not trying to kill you. You can do it for risky for standard effect.
Okay.
Actually, no, desperate because you'll lose the opportunity to escape in this moment. So yeah, desperate.
Oh my god. Are you wrecking your hair?
I'm gonna wreck my hair.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'd like to push it
Push
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Push it.
real good
Push it real good. Jinx.
for extra die. Oh, I saw that 6. You
Partial success. So as like he phases through the window, he pulls you through it, and your face breaks the window, and so you're gonna take
Fuck.
a level 2 harm called lacerated.
Oh.
You can of course
Lacerated
resist
face.
you can of course resist consequences. And so you can lower that harm if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say it's a prowess
Okay.
resistance roll to see how much, and then that's just to see how much stress you take. You'll take no harm because you do it so quick that you don't fall through the window, and so it goes outside. Yeah. so
Take that back. One
Yeah.
stress.
So take 1 stress, but you manage to do it before you get pulled through the window, before you get lacerated. So you cut your own hair and you drop to the floor. Daniel Daraviso runs over to you to help you up, and he's kind of ready to help you out any way he can.
My man Danny.
Bless his heart.
The spirit goes into the city. Like, it's moving very, very quickly. Lutz, are you trying to follow it still?
If she didn't go with it, no. No, yeah, he's not. He's gonna chase it for, I don't know, like a block maybe, and once it like gets around a corner or something like that, he's like, eh.
Okay. So you do see it move towards Charter Hall. So like towards the west, or yeah, towards the west.
Luz is so stressed out that when he sees it and like it starts heading off, he's like, I'm not gonna be able to catch it. I gotta go get some drugs. And he like starts running towards getting drugs.
Okay.
So one way to take your character out of play.
Yeah. So Lutz does not return. We will go back to downtime. Like basically, this is all before downtime.
Yeah. Yeah. He's Luz is
Let's
off.
take a moment to role play what happens in the aftermath of this.
All right, so Luz is running. He's like, morphine. I gotta get some morphine. I gotta fucking calm down. I can't. Oh, you're not
And
talking
then-
about that part? Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the part where Vay and Jacob are hiding behind a table. Albatross can see that the spirit has escaped. And the reason why I didn't let you interject there, Dio, is because like it all happened incredibly quickly. Like this spirit, like that was like 3 seconds of your life. You fired that bullet, he shot himself and just flew out the window. Is what you saw from where you are.
So I man, that's crazy.
Okay. Jacob's like, we gotta get out of here. They're gonna be coming.
Myri, remembering he exists after that fun excursion, just glaring daggers at him. Just
We? I'm sorry, did I hear we? I believe it is your fault that any of this has happened. You brought him
None
here.
of this matters right now. We'll discuss it later. I had
I
a
think
plan.
that is
I
what
had
it
a plan. I had a plan. We need to get out of here. There's a dead body. You know what that means? You know what that means?
Yes, I
That
know
means they're
what that
coming. That means they're coming. They're coming now. This place ain't safe no more. We gotta get going. We'll talk about it later. Now we need to get out of here. I don't know why I sound like I'm from Louisiana sometimes. I've been playing the Sherlock Holmes video game that takes place in Louisiana for part of it, and I'm all confused with what I sound like. Fuck. Who dat? Alright, so we need to get out of here. There's no time for this. We'll discuss it later. We gotta get someplace safe. Someplace that they can't find us, and they're coming here now.
Give me your dagger then. If you want to be trusted so
Knife.
badly, give me your weapons.
Doesn't matter. Let's go.
It does
Right
matter quite a bit that you're not. Vay, what do you think?
I think
leaving.
I think we do have to get out of here, and he's gonna kind of just have, Myri beside him. And it's like, I don't think we are gonna be traveling together though. You have helped us out so far for sure, and I'll give you a talk at some later point. But right now, I don't know how we could go and feel safe getting out of here. So
Jacob scoops the pistol. The one that the guy used to shoot himself.
It's still smoking.
And he starts moving. An old place we can lay low. A little bar down by the docks. We gotta move. You wanna stay here? You stay here. I'm going. Follow me, I'll make sure you make it there safe.
The ladies look to Myri to see where she goes. Daniel Deraviso looks between Vay and Myri to see what they want.
I'm like, Ethan, want to forgive him immediately because I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. Let's figure the thing out. But it's like, no, there's no way that it's like, it's quite so easy.
It's okay. You guys might have a falling out. He might have to make amends later. But yeah, it's in this moment. Do you go with him? And Albatross also can enter the scene if he wishes.
He's gonna watch it play out.
Yeah.
Like, CJ, I got to give this decision to you. I think you're the most emotionally affected.
He took the gun, so I'm not happy. So wait, is everyone gonna come with, even the ladies, or?
They like, so the crows are outside. Like it's like one of those things where like Albatross can hear the squawking of a murder of crows approaching.
Oh yeah, still like.
The pressure's on. for
Yeah,
you
the
guys
pressure's
to
on.
move.
It's a matter of like, is it worth it to tell them to hide the body or just scatter?
No,
Like not
it's a
hide or
scatter.
just move. Yeah.
Honestly, that's actually one of the things cohorts are great at. Is like you can tell them to do
Hiding
anything.
bodies.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, you, specifically you, Linda, you take the fall for this. You in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, two of you need to move that body as far as you can away from here. The second you hear spirit wardens, get out of here. And then just need to get out of here. All right?
And yeah, the two women nod, and they grab the man by the arms and the legs, and they start dragging him out. I will make a roll for them, to see how well they hide the body.
Oh, that's
Tier
good.
1. But we're gonna make it 2 die.
I care more about them getting it away. And oh, you know what?
Nice.
My ladies, my ladies.
I'm
Hey,
disappointed
hey,
that that's
hey,
the first
ladies.
roll.
Yeah.
I could have
I
used
mean-
that earlier. A few times.
So yeah, they don't even question it. They say yes. We'll come back in 3 days. Okay. And they leave. They carry the man outside like they've done it before.
Interesting.
The Weeping
Not gonna
Ladies has a
question
lot of
that
bodies
one.
to hide.
All right, we'll figure that out when we figure
What
that
you
out.
do in your free time is your own prerogative.
And Daniel is like, I'll do everything I can to clean up, and I'll again, I'll be here tomorrow. As soon as the wardens leave, I'll be here.
If anybody asks, you tell them he failed.
I'll do what I can. And he looks at you confused because he doesn't really understand what Jacob was trying to do, and he's unsure where his allegiances to lie because Ludes isn't here. But it's like, if only the dean was here, I'd know who to believe. But yeah, he also, again, seems to have he seems to know what he's doing. He's cleaning up the scene, flipping the table and setting it back, and washing and stuff like that. You guys leave.
Jacob, give Vay the gun and we'll go with you. How about that?
He's moving fast. He's already running.
Oh. Well, shit. You know what? If he's gonna try to sell me up for money, I'm getting some of that money. Let's get him.
So
Get the silver linings.
the camera
Literally.
zooms out and we see the scene of like Jacob storming down the thing. The crows kind of hanging out on the outside of this library and squawking into the sky. Vay and Myri scrambling to catch up while Vay carries this lockbox with one of the most valuable artifacts this city has ever seen inside of it.
And so much stress that if anything bad happens, would be completely out of the case.
Yes. And we move to downtime. But before we do, y'all are going to take 2 stress. Or 2 heat, sorry.
Oh, I'm like, fuck.
No.
Well, okay.
No, sorry. Not 2 stress, 2 heat. Which puts you at 2 heat. And now
all right.
we will make our entanglement roll. Because that was not the result of an entanglement.
How dare you? That wasn't the result of your attempt.
That was the result of a faction clock that I fucked up rolling so many times that it took this many episodes for him to show up.
I mean, what a hell of a time to show up, though.
That's insane.
Right. So we are at we have one wanted level, which means that the table has actually changed, and so,
Oh
so
shit, we
we're
got
gonna start.
wanted.
Yes. Well, you have up to 4 wanted levels, like, and like you won't start getting arrested until like wanted level 2.
Okay.
So we got that 1-star GTA level right now.
Yeah.
At least somebody wants me.
2 people at least.
Eh.
Well, one of them's dead now, so.
Okay. I am going to put rivals. This is a neutral faction throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, a contact, or one of your vice purveyors. I'll keep that in mind as we move forward. I know who it's going to be. I just, if they come up during roleplay, that's when you'll learn about it. So I know what the entanglement is, but it's not pressing. It's not happening right this second. One of your NPC friends will come to you with this problem.
Boy.
Okay. We move into downtime. As Myri, Vey, and Jacob, I guess you're going to that bar out in the docks?
Yeah. That's where I'm trying to lead these people. Does Albatross follow?
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as Jacob gets eyes on Albatross, he levels a pistol and fires. But the problem is,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
roll.
loaded.
I'm gonna roll scout to see if you
It's
even
not loaded.
see me.
Oh, so the gun wasn't loaded. Wait.
No, because the guy fired it already. I'd
Yeah,
have to reload it.
Hmm.
Revolvers haven't been invented yet. This is a
Yeah.
flintlock pistol.
Yeah, but like Albatross is gonna be hidden for this. Like, so he's gonna be basically kind of running through the shadows.
Are you planning to kill Jacob before interacting with him?
I don't know yet.
Because if you are not planning to kill him before interacting with him, he's gonna try to shoot you with a gun that's not loaded.
Oh, there's
Which
a
I think is
hollow
cool.
threat.
I mean, I'm just being realistic with how like Albatross is gonna be about this. But I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so
Like you'll catch a shadow of him like jumping around in the background, and
you tried to shoot Albatross, but it doesn't work because the gun's not loaded.
Yeah. Also, my guy doesn't know how to fucking. He's got nothing in hunt. He's got nothing, 0. So he's got no clue. He doesn't understand how the gun works. He doesn't use them. So he just points it at you and pulls the trigger, and the little hammer goes.
Albatross, you clocked that Jacob did attempt to shoot you, apparently.
Oh, it's very obvious. It's like a dramatic pose. Like
Yeah.
he's got like all the way out, and he's like he kind of closes his eyes and looks away a little bit as he does it.
he's gonna walk out of the shadows.
He looks at the pistol and he throws it to the side and he goes, "You ruined everything."
You
Yeah,
brought
hear
it.
me?
You brought it to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
doorstep.
Yeah, I did. I had a plan, and you ruined it.
Just give you one of the.
I can't say I enjoy plans that risk my own head.
There's no risk involved for you.
Really?
Yeah. Couldn't hear me, huh? Never took the water.
The
Shit.
water.
Yeah, the water. You know. You can't. No, you can't hear me.
We could hear you.
Yeah, you guys, the other ones could hear me like you can't hear me right now. Can't hear what I'm thinking. You can't hear me. You didn't take the water. You're not part of this. You're just hanging on. You ruined my plan. You're about to make a lot of money. Get a lot of information. Shot him. Shot him. You didn't even think about it. You don't ever think, that's your problem.
And you didn't think to
Just
tell
shoot.
us?
I told you it wouldn't look natural. How would you react if you knew what was gonna happen? You wouldn't
Oh, well,
panic?
he still had a gun to my face. I could still act pretty.
It's under
upset about that.
control, my dear. It's under control. It always has been, always will be. It's the way the world works. Somebody's in control all the time. You just gotta have the plan. You gotta get out in front of it. I was trying to get out in front of it, and then this freaky arm ruined everything.
Well, I think
You know
now's a
this
good time to
guy.
explain your plan to us.
Clearly, I got a lot of money from him. Just gonna take him down underground where the crows can't find us. We're gonna ask him some questions, find out what he knows, why he wants you. Now, this isn't the first time he came around looking for, well, not him, but his goons, I suppose, came looking for you. I sent him off before. Decided maybe they know something we don't. Maybe he'd teach us something. Turns out he was a martyr, maybe. Killed himself. He had some kind of plan. I don't know what it was, and now I never will. Because you couldn't wait. You just had to shoot. You don't understand and you attack. You don't try to learn. What are you even doing here? You're not a believer. You ain't following nothing. Just here for the money. Money's good, don't get me wrong. You don't belong here.
Money is superficial.
I hope you don't plan on taking any of this coin here, Adam.
You can keep it.
Me too. Maybe share it, maybe figure out where we're going with this whole thing, but I don't care for you. I don't like the way that you handle things. You handle your business. You shoot first, you ask questions never. You ain't learning, you ain't helping nothing. Dangerous. I don't like it.
Larry, what say you? Shall we follow this individual?
Well, I'm not living till I get some of the coins that he got from selling my head.
And in hearing that,
Looks like I
Albatross.
almost sold some of your hair.
Albatross points the barrel of the gun towards Jacob. You heard her. We already got spare wardens in the area. And I faced many before. What's another?
I don't know about you, but first off, let's fix this problem. Jacob takes off his hat. His hair is all squished down. Suddenly, it springs back to perfection. Puts the hat on your head, covers up the wrecked, awful haircut. You got like a Larry from Three Stooges kind of look going on. And you know he puts the hat on and he like pats it on the top a little bit and he does that thing with your chin. And then he's like,
Slaps like a cat with his hands waved.
yeah. There you go, kid. Here's a couple coins for you. Yo, this make up for the inconvenience. This is all part of the bigger plan. Goal, we're trying to find out about the sun, about the circle. We get there together. I think you're part of this. Whether you like me or not doesn't matter to me. I just want to see that bad haircut no more. Here's some coin. So I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna convert. Well, I think we can hold 4 coin.
Yeah, if you want to give them the stash, like you can give it at a rate of 1
I
to
can
1.
transfer stash straight up 1 to 1.
Yeah. In this case, you can. Yeah. There's
Okay,
20s.
cool. Yeah, I will give 5 stash to Vey and 5 stash to Myri.
Okay. And what that converts to is every 10 stash you collect results in a much better lifestyle in general. For your characters, you're eating better food. You have nicer things, and also your retirement is going to look a little nicer. So
I thought it was just retirement, so it also has to do with as far as like
Yeah.
social standing in some ways.
yeah, so if you were to go and let's say do a long-term project that isn't for the benefit of the crew but is for the benefit of yourself, instead of making a fortune roll to see if you can acquire something, you might make a lifestyle roll, which is the amount of rows of stash you have filled.
Okay.
And the only time it probably might not even come up, but if it does, it's basically like when you're doing something for Vey or for Myri or for Jacob, like you want to go and buy a house, you know.
New hat. Get a haircut.
You wanna go-
This isn't video game logic. They don't you don't change your hairstyle and then you grow hair.
Well, no, but they can cut it so that it's even, so you can have like a
Okay.
nice haircut instead of just looking like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. And now we will go into the downtime section of the game. And I'm gonna start with Vey.
All right. Vey's going to the church. Gonna go pray away all this stress.
Okay, what church you going to?
Oh, that's a good question.
The Church of the
Scientology,
Ecstasy of the
Scientology,
Flesh.
Scientology.
Let's
That's a
do
good one.
let's
That'll
do
relieve your stress
Ecstasy
real
of the
fast.
Flesh.
Yeah.
I haven't. We've
It
talked
really
about it a few
relieved the
times.
stress.
Yeah.
In that small little island in Tampa, Florida.
So yeah, like you do get down to this tavern in the docks, and it's that one that's the crash ship on the edge of the stone dock. Inside you see a lot of Leviathan hunters kind of milling around. None that you recognize or recognize you. But like perhaps it's making Vey feel a little uneasy, and so he steps out. And you move over towards Brightstone, which is this area over here, the rich district. You cross the bridge and you walk down the streets. The stores here are nicer, better lit. The streets are. The cobblestone is even.
Ooh,
You see
nice.
carriages.
So lush.
Yeah. You see carriages, and you see like a lot of those like very narrow but tall, like 4-story homes that are maybe like 30 feet wide. Like a lot of people living in like that style of home, kind of like from the film Stuart Little.
Oh my
Now
god.
you're speaking
They're
my
there living in
language.
sin.
Yes, well, I mean, a lot of people live in sin, and they pay the consequences for their actions. Here in
that's the name of the
Brightstone.
show! I love that.
Yes, but you find yourself at this grand cathedral in the center of the district. You know that they do daily sermons. They do 3 daily sermons. You go inside. I want you to roll the roll, and then based on how it goes. I don't think you can overindulge, but I want to see how much stress you cleared to see how interesting of a thing.
I think it can be. All right, so
You said he goes inside. I would say he probably comes inside.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
no shoes, no shirt,
Classic.
extra service.
Yeah.
Oh.
Snake eyes. Oh.
Oh. That's
Game is brutal.
one.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no, sorry.
wow.
It's not a
Oh, you rolled the wrong
okay.
thing. You rolled the wrong thing.
I thought I
well,
was supposed
insight,
to roll
your lowest.
the lowest. Yeah.
Okay, so your lowest is 2 die? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, but you still, unfortunately, only clear 1 stress. You don't suffer 5 stress. You clear
Okay,
1
well,
stress.
It's better at least.
That's so great.
You go inside. There's a lot of like very rich people. They got like their fur mink jackets on, and like they're very excitedly talking. And you sit on the edge of one of the pews at the back. At the front, there's a man, and he's starting to kind of drone on, and he says something along the lines of, "Today, we value what it means to be alive in this world. For we only have one life. Do not be fooled by those who say that there are 2 stages to this life." And it's a lot of like, it's not a very interesting sermon. It's a lot of the kind of rhetoric that you hear kind of coming from imperialists. And being from the imperial capital, you would have heard it a lot growing up. It's just you only live one life, and like the abomination that you become when you die,
It's not you. And,
it's
yeah.
not you, and it's not natural, and it's harmful, and like you have a duty to neglect and to avoid spirits in general. And then they recite like a lot of hymns in praise to the emperor, the immortal emperor. They say
That's their sponsored sermon.
yeah,
This sermon's sponsored by the Immortal Emperor.
and he's like,
Do you
the
like
immortal
emperors?
emperor.
Keep one forever.
He says the immortal emperor got knocked down, but then he got up again.
I knew that's where it was going.
And this is where Vay's eyes just like glaze over, and he's just sitting there, and instead of like actually decompressing, it's just kind of going like, "Damn, this is awful. Like, what a waste of time."
These people
It's
here just
okay.
pissing the night
I'm
away.
assuming that you're gonna do that again, and we will continue the sermon where it left off, but we will wait until it's your turn. We'll call it there. Let's go to Adam next. Adam, you have 2 characters. I'm assuming it's gonna be Lutz running off to do some drugs.
Yes, he runs. He runs to
He
the drugs.
runs for the drugs.
He's just like, I gotta get morphine. I gotta get morphine. I'm so fucking. And he's gonna do some morphine. What do I do? I hit the 2 dice on the left side there.
Yeah, and you can make a stress roll. You pick your lowest of the insight, prowess, or resolve stats.
They're all 2.
They're all 2? Then roll 2 die.
They're all at 2. Oh crap! Oh, all right, I got 3.
All right. Yeah, you find a small doctor's office kind of on the north of 6 Towers.
The office of a small doctor.
It's a regular sized doctor, but the office is small. So
Okay,
he
all
looks
right, that
massive.
makes more sense, right? Okay.
He would have
Yeah.
said a little
He looks,
doctor.
he looks huge in the room.
like he's got a mouse-like form. He's a little.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
wanted to feel like a big man, so he
He's like a
got everything
steward.
cut. Yeah.
He looks like a steward.
But you break into this doctor's office, perhaps using like your ghostly abilities. You pace through the wall or something. But
Oh, he's gonna pick the lock, man. He's real good at that shit. He's
Okay,
right in
yeah,
there.
you pick the lock, you open it up, and you grab just like an armful of like whatever you can grab. And as you pull it out, you're looking through, you find some morphine. You take it, and you just it hits like all of your bones, and everything starts to relax. But it's not as like you get high. You get high. I don't know what you do from that moment. Maybe we find out on your next downtime action, but you're
Maybe.
a little bit high.
That's all that you can ask for in life, right?
Yeah. And we'll go to Myri. Myri,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I finally decided what I want my long-term project to be. I gave up on the hull because there's something I want even more.
Oh my goodness, what is it?
I want a ghost railgun. I want to shoot ghosts with a railgun.
Like shoot ghosts through
No,
a
not,
railgun?
I want to shoot the ghost with a
At
railgun.
ghosts.
At ghosts.
Okay,
I wanna
you want
shoot
to
at
build a
ghosts.
railgun.
Bless.
Give me 1 second to grab the blue book, guys. Or actually, no, I have it in the journal. Oh my god, I'm so smart.
You search for guns.
Okay. So I'm going to show it to players here. Downtime rules, crafting. Inventing. To invent a formula or to invent plans in this case. You need to study it as a long-term project. Most formulas or designs will require an 8-segment progress class to invent and learn. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna start an 8-segment clock, and I'll put it on the thing. You need to make the designs for this before we even start building it. We have to design.
Okay.
And so we don't make decisions about what this is going to look like until after that process. Then we set what its advantages are, what it can do, and maybe put some drawbacks in. All that stuff once this clock is filled.
Okay.
Okay. But I am going to put that on the crew sheet page here underneath acquire followers. So let me do that now. Create actor. This is called Ghost Railgun : design. And this is 8-second clock. But you get to, as part of this, roll your first study action on this.
Oh yeah.
So give me that.
Study no modifier doesn't need to be controlled standard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
That's a success.
Yeah! Get that 6.
Which
I will
gotta
have my
double-
gun.
Yes. Downtown rules.
Welcome to the club.
Not yet. She's got to work for it.
One does not simply walk into gun ownership.
Put 80s music montage of building gun.
So that is 3 segments on this 8-segment clock.
Ooh.
Okay. Just so you guys know that assisting and stuff like that can happen as part of this. You can also have cohorts act and try to engage with your long-term projects as well.
Here, just stand against this tree with this apple on your head.
Does that take a downtime action to do that for like?
No, the
engaging
cohorts basically get 1 downtime action, or they can assist as many people in the party as possible. But once you use them, that's what they're doing during downtime.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Yeah, there was like a recruitment project that kicked off like
Yeah.
a month and a half ago. Anyway,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
maybe we'll
in
come back to that.
our time, yeah, in our time, and I'm assuming that they have been working on it, but not mechanically. So like, there are people coming and going from time to time. I would say
one of
now.
them's getting picked up by the spirit warden.
now is as good a time as any to do the Vice Den
Oh yeah.
roll before I forget, and earn your guys some extra coin. So what that is it's a fortune roll, a tier roll. So 1 die minus whatever the result of that is, minus 2, you gain that many coin.
All right, so I suggest anyone. Well, at this point, it should be probably even or me, given Dio's rolling tonight
That's true.
and CJ's history.
I think you got to make it. I feel like my rolls have been pretty
Me?
bad
Okay,
as
all
well.
right. So what am I rolling? Just one?
Yeah, just 1 die.
Single die, any number 3 and above.
Here we go. Hey,
Okay.
4.
Take it.
So that's 2 extra coin. Now you guys put coin from last week onto your guys' character sheets because the vault is full at the lair.
I have no coin currently on Ludes.
Okay, so you guys earned
We earned 4 coin.
you earned four coin. It wasn't an occult score, so you didn't gain the additional 2 there, I don't think. But you gain 2 more now. So
So all of us should have 3. Well, I'll have 3, and then the other 2 of you should have 4.
Well, don't we have to pay people?
yes, you do. At some point during this downtime, you guys will have to pay Lord Skurlock a visit. But yeah, we can deal with that in a bit. If you guys want to pay that coin now, you can. It's 2 coin that you owe them, so you could put this 2 coin towards it.
Okay, so if we wait, it's 2 coin total, not 2 coin per person.
It's 2 coin
so.
total.
Ooh, okay, so we got a total of 6.
Yeah, I was like, your math is sending out lots of coin for us.
I
want to work for you.
Yeah, I am gonna be bankrupt. So it's a total of 6 coin between the 3 of us, and we have to get rid of 2 of them. So that leaves us with what? 4? So everybody gets 1. How's that?
There you go. Yeah, everyone
sounds
add 1
real
coin.
easy.
Everyone add 1 coin to your to your character sheet there. You guys should seriously consider on the next time you guys fill up your crew XP and getting a vault.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Whoops.
I
I think you mentioned that every time we had the option to upgrade.
it's so
And every time we're like,
underwhelming. Yeah, it's underwhelming as a choice until you get to like, oh, we're trying to get to tier 2 and we have to save up 16 coin.
I was gonna say,
And it's- Yeah.
question. I mean, that guy didn't technically hurt anybody there, right?
No, he didn't. Actually, Dio, you're the only one who hasn't taken your. Well, actually, no, sorry. We got off track here, guys. Myri.
Me.
You're in the bar, and you start working on this project, like maybe doing like the napkin sketches.
Yeah.
Back when I worked in theater, I used to do that a lot, like sit in a bar and like draw like lighting designs on a napkin. But now you're drawing a picture of a railgun and like the parts and the components.
There's
that what
me,
you
and there's a
do?
happy little tree, and there's a little the sunshine because the sunshine's happy.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, you're working on this in the bar. We see Flint, which I did not upload. I have art for him, but it's not uploaded yet. But Flint is kind of like a frankly, he looks a little dense. Like kind of ugly. Even like he's got a very plain looking face. He's got a bit of an underbite.
Ooh, shovel mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw the picture of him in the newspaper. I don't know. He isn't one of them. But yes, he kind of comes up to you and he looks at what you're drawing and he's like, "Ma, that's a fancy bit of art you're working on there. What you doing?"
Quickly, like, covers it with the arms.
Who's asking?
Name's Flint. And he offers his hand.
Charmed, like, kind of reaches out, like, very daintily touching it.
What the fuck? You from Brightstone or something?
No, it's kind of like a I don't want to touch you kind of.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't say that.
You.
So he sees that and he's like, "It's fine. You don't gotta touch me or nothing." Like, nah, I'm just wondering. I'm curious. And he sits down with you, and he pulls out his own napkin, from his pocket. He pulls it out and he lays out what he's been working on. And what he's been working on is a new type of spirit ball.
Oh.
And he's like, "Now
Her
this
eyes
is
light up.
fancy. Now this is fancy shit right here. Like, you gotta check this out." And yeah, you see it. It's like a series of like lead, like vials, like that almost work like a gun chamber for like an ammo clip. And he starts like talking all excited about it, and he's just like, "Yeah," and like, you make it out of lead because like everyone's using glass these days, but the quartz is so fragile.
Yes.
People having accidents all the time.
So
But,
true, so true.
But you can contain them with lead. It's not good for you, but like you just give it to the kids to hold, and it's not a problem.
It's about the kids, right? They got all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about them.
Deal
be
with that
exactly-
later.
They'll
Not
be
my
able to
problem.
outgrow the cancer.
They're spry like things.
Yeah. But yeah, he starts talking to you about it, and he's flirting with you a little bit there, Mary. I'm not gonna flirt with you because I don't want to. I don't want my wife to come down to the States and kill you. But
She will.
She might.
She showed up at my house 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't even understand. And she's like, "He's my man." I'm like,
Oh, I'd also
Sorry.
like to state that until she can get a proper haircut, she is wearing like a beanie or something.
"You're not
Oh,
gonna
you
wear
wear
Jacob's hat."
tricorn hat.
Oh, you just straight up gave that to her.
It's not a
Yeah, you-
tricorn hat. It's not a tricorn hat.
Oh.
Okay.
Take a look again. It's. But yeah, no, he put the hat on you. He left it on you.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to hide
Oh,
your
yeah.
shame.
Yeah.
And like when he takes, by the way, after his hair springs back to perfect, it is glorious. You're like, whoa, that guy's got some hair. Why is he covering it up with a hat? It looks amazing, and there's always a gentle breeze blowing it, majestic, like a moose.
Mm.
Like a commercial. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
L'Oreal.
Oh, two different brands there. Please sponsor us.
But yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Once she saw his own technical junk, she's like, "Oh shit, okay, kindred spirit, let's go."
And as he doesn't look like much, but he's got a sharp mind. Is what you kind of pick up from Flint here. And Jacob, you see like one of your best friends in the world talking with someone you're maybe at odds with, but they seem to be
I know what I
kindred
did.
spirits.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Bring her on down here. She meets my friend. He talks a big game. Said things right.
And
I know what I did. I know what I was doing. Got a plan.
Just imagine him monologuing to himself in a booth, watching
Yeah,
them
just
out
watching
loud,
and saying
straight
that.
up out loud.
Feet up on the table.
Yeah.
Who the
Flint
fuck is he
looks over
talking
to
to?
Jacob, what the hell are you talking about? You're making it weird. I'm trying to do something here.
Hey man, I got a plan.
No, I got a plan. Mary, I promise I have a plan.
Oh, that plan
actually,
What?
Myri, I did want to offer you, if you spend 1 coin, you could move that 3 segments, like that success to a critical success, and fill up 2 more segments right now.
Done.
Okay. I will do that real quick for you. I just realized that's one way you can spend coin, is you can either do another downtime action or you can improve the results of rolls by 1 step. And that really is the time that it's most worth it, because now you only have to get 1 more success to fill out that clock. But with all that being said, we go to Albatross. Albatross, you follow them down to the docks, presumably. I don't know if you go into the bar, but you see the bar that they're at. And what are you doing on your downtime?
It doesn't have to be the docks, does it?
No, you can leave the docks, but I want it in canon that you know where they are if you decide that you need to find them.
He is going to return back to his friend, Celine.
Okay. Yes, you find Celine. Where is she? I'll make you look at her again. Yeah, you gotta look at a picture, Celine. Yeah. View character artwork, show players. There she is. Your friend Celine, down in Night Market. And what do you say to Celine?
He's just gonna walk in there, sit on one of the chairs inside of the shop, and say, have you finished the arm yet? This one doesn't work. It didn't work before, it doesn't work now. And as he's pressing into the shoulder of the arm itself, you see three kind of like bars of metal stick out, and the arm falls to the ground with a clunk.
Celine picks it up and she's like, "Oh, Albatross. Come. We can try and fix this one up or get you a new one. I'm not sure. What's best. And you're at the. She takes you over to not Dr. Edelstein, the physiker, but he takes you over to perhaps your mentor. I'm not sure what your relationship to him is, but he's a man that you've learned a lot of tinkering with since the area, a Taikarosi man. His taint is that his hands are completely. Yeah, his taint is on full display. No,
Like, why are you describing this man's taint? Oh wait, never mind.
The search for the buttholes continues.
His demonic attribute is that his hands are almost fully transparent, and you can see the veins and the bones
weird.
and everything
Just the
through
hands?
it. Just his hands.
That's so fucking cool.
And you see him, and he's tinkering, and so like he's holding an object, and he just tilts his hand and looks straight through it, and he's like lining up these pins in this like a watch. Yeah, like it's just one of those things where like he's a watchmaker by trade, and he's working on a watch, and he's particularly talented at it because he can see through his own hands, and so yeah. Presumably, are you trying to improve your things, or are you just trying to make sure that you have an arm for the next score?
It's essentially trying to have an arm for the next score.
Okay, yeah, you will have an arm for the next score. You don't have to spend a downtime action for that, which is fine because this is a lovely roleplay moment, but you don't have to spend a full action here. If you wanted to, like, let's say, improve the quality of your arm, like add a special feature to your gun or something like that, we can do a crafting roll for that.
Okay.
Which is so we can look at the crafting rules again, because I've been wanting this to come up because crafting is cool. Everybody loves to craft.
It's super cool, as I've learned.
Okay.
Yes.
Fishing rod, man. Just gonna throw that out there. Fishing rod.
A fishing rod for my.
Okay.
The arm just has a finger attachment. It lifts up. A little hook comes out. It's like.
So, adding a feature or additional function to an item is simpler than creating something new. You don't need to invent a special formula or plan. Make a crafting roll to modify an item. The baseline quality of an item that you modify is equal to your crew's tier as usual. Because you have a fine rifle, it's equivalent to a tier 2. Basically, A simple useful modification requires tier plus 1 quality. A rifle that breaks down into 2 sections to be more easily concealed. A significant modification requires tier plus 2 quality. Strengthen the barrel and the powder load of a gun to fire further. Okay. Yeah. So depending on what you want to do, you could just add like a special thing if you want to do that.
Nobody's done anything with the needles, have they? The needle grenade?
The needle bomb.
I don't
no.
think that's done anything
No.
since we got
We
it.
still have it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the doc to see if we could implement it into the weapon.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, so the two of you work together. What I'm gonna need. Make a tinker to turn the quality level of the enemy. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll say that. Basically, what I'm willing to offer you, instead of it acting as a bomb, you see the mechanism by which these syringes would fire, and you are able to make bullets and fire syringes.
Yeah, that was the goal. That was absolutely the goal.
Yeah. So we modify an item. However, that is a I'm gonna say that's tier plus 2 quality. So we need to get a tier 3. Now, mechanically, you guys have a workshop. I'm willing to say that the workshop that you guys purchased in crew creation, it can take place in his workshop, but it's at the same quality as yours. So that's going to improve automatically tier plus 1. So you need to roll at least a 4 or a 5 on a tinker roll to succeed on doing this.
And would I be able to push stress to try to tinker, or does it have to be
You can try. You can add stress to your character to push a roll during downtime if you want. The other option is that if you spend a coin, like if you do roll a fail, you could spend a coin to push it up one though.
Okay, then I'd rather spend the coin.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a tinker roll. We are looking for at least a partial success.
And for the tinker, is it just standard risk? Is it controlled, or is it like a?
It's a downtime action, so there are no consequences other than you will not succeed.
Okay, so just to roll it. Okay, and 4.
There we go. Got a 4. So yeah, you work with this man. Celine is there. She's a skilled medic. You know that she's like a ex-military like medic. And a sentinel as well. So she's like a protector. But she is working as you guys are kind of tinkering and putting the arm together. She's actually tending to your wounds and making sure it doesn't get infected and stuff like that. But you successfully make it so that you are capable, and I don't know how you would add this, maybe just throw it in under notes on your character sheet, but you have the ability to fire syringes at people with a gun.
We're gonna have so many less dead people on our heist. This is great.
They're still gonna be dead. It's just gonna be dead with extra steps.
Where do I add notes to my
Where is that?
Like on your character
Sorry.
sheet, just you can hit like notes. Right
The word
underneath, like,
notes. Yeah,
file
you can hit
result.
the word notes. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's cool. Okay, let's see.
Okay. And then we round up to the top again for our second round of downtime actions. Faye.
Actually, real quick, do we want to do break or?
What? Say what?
You've offended yourself.
Yes, we do want to do break.
Right in the middle of this? Yeah.
No worries. I see you're excited to leave. No, I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, folks at home, enjoy an RC Cola. If you can't enjoy an RC Cola because it's been outlawed in your state,
Write
what
your congressman or whatever you got.
yeah, write your congressman. But also, I have Coca-Cola spiced. I found this in a store.
What is that?
It's spiced Coca-Cola.
What does that
And
mean?
guess
Is
what?
that like the
Like,
is that like the
daily?
cinnamon Pepsi I had like 2 years ago that made me want to die?
I don't know because it like I'm looking at the ingredients list and there's not a single spice listed on here.
It doesn't just
But-
say spice copyright on it or something like that.
Spice
It's
Girls.
spiced. Spiced.
It's got little bits of actual Spice Girls in there.
Yeah. But it tastes exactly like RC Cola. Like I'm not even kidding. Coca-Cola spiced. The Coca-Cola finally understood that RC Cola is something that people are clamoring for, and have made a cola that tastes like RC Cola. And so I just wanted to put that out there. But yes, we will go on break there, guys, and I'll see y'all in like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so one of these days I'm gonna get in a fuck ton of trouble, because I will occasionally just say like incredibly misogynistic things to like my wife. Like-
One day it's gonna be the wrong one, man, and she's gonna fucking
No,
punch you in the
no.
mouth.
It's funny because like my wife is a professional carpenter
Yeah.
who does not know how to clean and is a terrible cook. And so like I do most of the cleaning, I do most of the cooking. My job is a lot less physical than hers. Like there's a lot of gender reversal in our household. Like not to say that
As
like
soon as you said gender reversal, I got this image in my head of like a video, like a Street Fighter video game. It's like gender reversal. Get you in,
Fair.
like yeah, reversal.
you know.
Sorry, go on.
But we certainly don't like comply with traditional gender roles in my house anyways. And it's just like that's just the way it is. But sometimes I'll like be in Walmart and like I'm like, oh, we gotta stop and like I need a new pan. We're looking at pans and then I'll be like, hey Grace, what do you think of this pan? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you need to know. It's really important because when we get home, you have to go back to your shelf in the kitchen and wait there until I need a pot roast. Like I'll just say like ridiculous shit like that. Like it's so
my
obvious
wife
that
would-
I'm joking, but
I would get hit immediately. Immediately.
yeah.
My wife does not fuck around.
Nah, my wife fucks around a lot. Okay, maybe it's not like that, but
that sounds bad, man.
but you know what I mean. Like but yeah, I did get a dirty look the other day. I said something like that. I was like going off about like how Grace lives in the kitchen and like maybe we should get this pillow. It looks more comfortable. Like well, but yeah, it was. I got this like sideways glance from some lady. She's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And I was just like, "Yeah, it's fine." But that's all. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back from our break. If you guys are going to Gen Con and you haven't already bought tickets to our games, it's too late. They're sold
Too
out.
late. All gone. All
All
baby.
gone. Dragon's Greed Gaming. We got I think there's 4 GMs and like 16 games going on between us.
Something like
And,
that, yeah, that's a lot.
They're all filled. They're all sold out. So you know, just come by and say hi if you do see us over at Gen Con. But unfortunately, yeah, there are no more tickets available to purchase. They sold out the same day, pretty much, that they went on sale. So if you guys are listening and you guys bought tickets for that, that's awesome. If it's just a bunch of strangers, I'm excited to welcome them into our fold and to throw them into the Dragon's Horde and keep them forever.
Snatch your ass up in a bear trap.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of snatching people up in bear traps and putting them in a Dragon's Horde, you check out our Patreon. Once you sign up, and you get exclusive access to shows and artwork. You can talk to Chris, and I was actually checking out the Patreon recently. He is very open. It's like an open journal of like Chris's
Yeah.
life.
You can find out
On there.
everything. You can find out everything he's done in the past month, every month. He's like,
Yes.
check it out. I'm gonna have some chicken for dinner.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, but yes, there's a certain level of like if you want to know what Chris is doing, you can find out. You just have to subscribe to the Patreon. But yes, there's that there. Comment, like, subscribe. It does really help, especially on Apple Podcasts, guys. If you go onto Apple Podcasts, even if you don't usually listen to us on Apple Podcasts, just open it up if you already have an account and leave a review. That would help tremendously. That is how podcasts get found in this world. So if you love us, as you should, rate, review, subscribe, and also comment. I love comments. I love responding to comments when I can. So with all that being said, we're in the middle of downtime, and we were just heading back to Vey, who attended a sermon at the Church of the Ecstasy of Flesh. It wasn't a very interesting sermon, but perhaps if he stays and tries again, something interesting might happen.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if we're going through and doing all of the different motions of a church, then I guess, there's always the benefit of you stay after the sermon and there's coffee time. And so maybe, I think that's the next stop.
Coffee and snacks, right?
Exactly, right? And chatting with those people who have attended church. And so Vey's gonna make his way over, and I guess it would just be normal coffee. You don't really have to theme that to anything.
Hey, Ethan, I wrote something just
coffee.
for if you ever went to the Church of Ecstasy of the Flesh. You rolled so low, I didn't want to pull that out and then be like, by the way, you only clear one stress, because it's gonna be the craziest shit you've ever done in a church.
Okay, so you're saying
I am so interested.
instead say that we're actually going to be listening to another part of a sermon, like
It's the
staying on
same
longer?
sermon. Yeah, stay a little longer. You're drifting off in the pew.
Wait, I
Fair
didn't
enough,
catch
yeah.
it. Let me try again.
Yeah.
Hit the
Yeah,
replay.
And
Vey has fallen asleep and then wakes up again, we'll say.
yes, you snap out of it and you're there. You see that like a lot of these, like, I don't want to say altar boys because there's implications there, but like young men and women are walking down the aisles and they're handing out these little cards and they have a number, either 1 or 2, and you get the number 1.
Nice.
And you hold on to that and make your stress roll.
All right,
Ooh, let's get weird. It's gonna get real weird.
that's the hope. So indulge vice, 2 die.
Come on.
Will it get weird? Gotta write the
It's
note.
gonna get weird, but there we go.
Oh, 6.
That's a
Clear 6 stress.
Let's get
Yeah.
weird.
Really get weird.
Oh, it's getting weird.
Wait, will it get weird? Did you have 6 stress to spend there?
Oh yes, I
Okay,
had
okay.
8
Oh, I was
stress.
hoping you would overdo it.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
did you
yeah.
overindulge? Because that would actually be awesome. But no, you don't overindulge. Instead, what happens is like the people who come here regularly, these like rich debutantes, well-dressed men and women, they stand up, and everyone with the number 1 moves to like they switch sides, and so they all move to the left side of the pew, which is where you're already standing. And you see that your neighbors on each side of you who got the numbers 2, they get up and they move to the right side. The priest stands up at the front and he says, as those who live, we must experience all that life has to offer. Those of you with the number 1, please reach under the pew and grab a whip.
Oh.
And you do. You reach under, and there is like a cat o' nine tails whip.
Ooh.
Let's get into it.
Oh boy.
And he says, look within yourself, find rage, find a sense of justice, and deliver it upon those you see across from you. And these rich people, like, whip themselves up into a frenzy, everything but foam at the mouth as they charge, storming over the pews and start attacking everyone with the number 2 with these whips. And you find yourself getting caught up in the moment, and you engage in it as well, as you just start lashing out and whipping these people. They cry out in pain, but they say, "This is life. This is beauty." And the priest is standing at the front, and he says, "Life is pain and life is rage. Life is everything that you can experience." And does Vay, how much does Vay like kind of go into this?
6.
Yeah, that was a 6. I agree. Yeah, you know, it's you mentioned kind of getting carried away, and I think it's exactly that. As at first kind of following along like everyone else, and just kind of starting to hit people, and then maybe this is mostly just kind of rage coming in, having been having his ass handed to him a few times in the past couple of weeks, and just starts letting go and getting angry about it, and finding such a sense of joy that kind of starts coming from hitting these other people, and just kind of zones out even a little bit as it just kind of starts hitting all these 2s.
Yeah. You find yourself drawing blood, and like it's euphoric almost, this experience of being free to do this to people who are also experiencing euphoria at what you're offering. As much as you're hurting them, they want you to do this, and like you are free to express yourself, and you do for hours.
Oh God!
For hours.
Oh
No,
Hey, damn it! All this church is missing is skin suits. God damn it!
6 hours.
no, it's not for hours, but like like there's
Exhausting.
probably about like half an hour of just this rage as like the priest is standing at the front and like chanting these mantras about how joyous and awful life is. The altar boys, they sing like these songs, and like it's just like an incredibly powerful experience, as frightening as it is to watch people lose themselves like this.
get a soundtrack to that.
It's all
Yes, but-
Andrew WK.
The psychology checks out. Jeez.
Yeah.
We like to
Um,
party.
So yes, I hope you enjoyed your time at the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh.
It's
Namaste.
fucked up.
We will move to, I believe next in the order was Adam. You got a little bit high.
Yeah, so let's bring this back down to reasonable. Lute is going to do some more morphine.
Okay. I have something in mind for you as well. So
I was gonna do my town time,
I don't
but then I
want
got
whatever you've got in mind.
it's gonna happen anyways. It's gonna be
All right,
less
let's go.
traumatic than that. But yeah, go ahead and give me your roll as you start going through these pills and trying to find the ones that seem like the right ones for you.
All right, let's go. And I'm rolling 2.
Well,
I got 2.
You're rolling 2.
a lot of twos
Yeah,
today.
there you
There
go.
we
That's
go.
weird. That's not what I meant,
Okay.
dice. But all right.
So you do manage to clear 2 stress. And in total you've cleared 5. Like it's culminating, it's building up in your system.
Halfway
Um,
there.
You find yourself wandering the streets, and you're just a little bit bleary-eyed, and like as the morphine kind of kicks in, you just see like images in the corner of your eyes, and it would be frightening, but because the morphine has kind of impacted your senses enough, like you just kind of giggling as you look, trying to find these they might be spirits, they might just be hallucinations out of the corner of your eye. until you find Aaron. You find yourself meeting Aaron outside of a restaurant. You don't recall asking her to meet you here, but she seems to be expecting. If you don't remember, that's her there.
Yep, the hooker.
But
So
she's
called
not
because she's got a hook. She's got a hook.
Yes.
Daughter of
Oh boy.
Wolf Ironborn, right?
I think that's my wife. I don't...
No.
don't know.
Daughter of Tarvel Hurt.
Way off.
Horrible, that's it.
Yeah.
And she sees you there and she says, Ludes, there you are.
Yeah,
Looking-
here I am.
And she comes over and she touches like you got those like long, like that your beard is like this long series of twigs, and she kind of grabs
Oh, it's
it.
grown back in. Uh-oh.
Well, that's what you said the last time, right?
Did I? Okay, yeah. Oh, because, yeah, with the thing. I haven't gotten a chance to do anything about it yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still brambly.
She sees you there, and she's like kind of like fascinated by your features, and like again, like you're high as shit, so like she's kind of looking like a little scary, and then like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Terrifying hands coming in, and then...
And she's like, yeah, she's like feeling your face and stuff like that, and she's just like, this is so interesting. And she feels the hump on your back, and she's like, I don't know what happened to you, but this is interesting. And you see her reach into her pocket, and she pulls out a small vial, like a small glass vial, and she takes a bump of it, and she offers it to you.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Okay, and you snort it. It's you snort marching powder.
Oh, great. That's what I want. Well, that's what I get. Yeah,
Okay.
he goes for it. Whatever it is, he does it. He goes for it.
Okay, I want you to roll another stress roll.
You know what's great is I was planning on spending a coin to do that anyway, so...
Yeah, you can
save
do it
me
for
the
free.
trouble. Let's go. Indulge Vice. Current stress is at 4. And let's put a name on here. Blammo. 2! Don't
Okay,
stop till you get
so
enough.
you don't quite lose yourself like you did last time, but she, you guys both do a little bit of marching powder, and she gets excited, and she leads you in to like a sundry store.
All right.
She hands you a gun,
Takes the gun.
and the two of you proceed to rob it. As she
Oh, yeah.
just grabs that hook, and she grabs it and just pulls she hooks the cashier, and she slams his face into the counter. She laughs, and she just takes the whole cash register and whips it at you.
He flinches and gets nailed with it. He's like, ah! And then gets clobbered with the cash register. And then
like-
staggers and then picks it up and
Yeah.
drags it out of there. I guess it's
yeah.
probably pretty heavy, and this dude's not very strong.
Yeah. And then she shortly joins you. You guys do this for like the rest of the evening. You
Oh,
spend
dude,
the rest.
Ludes is gonna make the move.
Okay. Oh, don't worry. It's coming up. So you guys,
Okay,
you spend
alright.
you spend
Pardon.
the evening robbing stores and people on the street. And just generally, like, she's getting whipped up into a frenzy where she's not like quite killing people, but like she's injuring people for sure. And she's encouraging you to do the same. I don't know if you do or not.
Nah, he's not gonna hurt people, but
Yeah.
he's not gonna stop her.
Yeah.
And he'll take stuff, but he's not gonna like, if he's gonna hurt anybody, it's gonna be like super like he's gonna like wimpy slap somebody. He's gonna be like, "Ah," and they'll be like, ow, dude.
The
He'll
fuck?
be like, I'll hit you a second time. Don't make me
And-
do it, please.
Ultimately, at some point, you break into someone's house, and she and no one's home. She just kind of like, she has you pick the lock, and you go inside. You close the door. She pushes you down onto the bed, and she starts choking you
Oh yeah.
as you make sweet love.
Oh yeah, dude. That's
Except it's not
Ludes
very
is
sweet.
into
It's
it.
incredibly aggressive. It's like
Yeah,
she's
Ludes is into it.
So yeah, you have incredibly aggressive sex with like a psychopathic woman in someone else's house, and there you go. Enjoy your night.
He's not gonna remember any of it.
Yeah, we'll fade to black on that.
Yeah, he won't remember a damn thing. It's a shame.
All right. There's 2 sadistic updates, so we're gonna be 4 for 4 now.
Yep. That's okay. I know it's a lot, but you wanted to go to the Church of Ecstasy of the Flesh, and I did think about that. What do they do? That's weird, and that's what they do. And then you have been toying with this woman's heart for so long, Lutz.
Who is this?
This is Aaron. This is Aaron Hurt.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
You know what? I'll describe it a bit. So, when the last time you got high, if you had been reading the papers, you might have picked up on this. At some point, between the ether, between the morphine, Sawtooth convinced you it would be an awesome idea if the 2 of you joined the fighting pits down in Coldridge.
Sounds right.
And you won like your fighting match.
Doesn't sound right, but yeah,
Well,
shit happens.
You kept you used your special ability to like
Okay.
turn invisible and
Dodge
stuff.
around, dude punches a wall. Dodge around, dude knocks himself out. Yeah.
You did use your abilities, and you definitely cheated, which immediately got the attention of the people who run the fighting pits, which happen to be the Billhooks.
Oh.
And then Aaron took you into Silk Shore with a bunch of other Billhooks. You guys robbed a bunch of stores and started a riot. That's what happened. And then she basically kept you for like 5 days and kept feeding you drugs, and was living out her fantasy of what it would be like to be in a relationship with you.
All right. Yeah. Dude. And
so, yeah.
she
That's what's
uses
happening.
me. I use her. That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's what's happening. But yeah, Aaron will at various points throughout the thing say that she is in love with you.
Ludes, oof. I think Ludes would, I don't know if he would casually say he loves her too and not give a shit, or if he would, be like, oh yeah, look over there, every time she says it. I think, you know what? He wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say it. He only says that when he means it. So he wouldn't. It's
That's
important to him.
Walk around and be like, oh, like I love the way that you do this, and like
She's like, I love you. It's like, I know, baby.
oh, the Han Solo.
But yes.
Shut up.
That's more like, I love you. Look at that potted plant, yo.
I love lasagna. So yeah, you're not so bad to yourself, man. Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, the 2 of you spend the evening together. And we will move on, and we will come back to that at the end. We will go to. Sorry, I'm trying to remember who was next. I believe it was Myri. Myri?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't have anything nearly that unhinged planned for you. I wasn't necessarily planning on it happening back to back like that, but it did. So.
All right, you're gonna eat some live squid. Here we go.
All right.
But that scene from Old Boy.
Calamari time.
I only have 4 stress, which is a weird place to be at, where it's like, do I really think I'm gonna roll over a 4? But also, I could roll over a 4.
You've done it once before.
I have.
And you're only 1 success away from designing a ghost railgun.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means, but I am into it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Let's make some designs. Let's.
Okay. And so, I just want to say, I'm assuming that like you have the strange methods special ability, which gives you access to a design or
Oh, yeah. Which occurs you begin with 1 arcane design already known.
yes. And so this actually would have been more complicated because it's both a very technical thing and then an arcane aspect to it, because you want to be able to shoot ghosts with it.
I'm sorry. Does it, like, are you using it to shoot at a ghost, or does it shoot ghosts at things?
Maybe yes.
Or does it shoot
Oh my
ghosts
God.
at ghosts?
Shoot ghosts at ghosts.
Porque no los dos. Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna
Dude,
beat this one
yes.
motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, it's like in Jason X where he beats the girl in the sleeping bag with the girl in a sleeping bag. I love that part.
Oh, I do remember that.
We'll figure it out.
That was actually my first exposure to Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love that
All right.
movie, but like that's not the best example.
No, at all.
Oh, so can I take a plus 1d to my roll?
No, what I was gonna
No.
say is
Okay.
because this is so complicated, you would have actually had to design it, and it would have been a larger clock. I
Okay.
took out that part of it, and so you're just designing the like technical like aspects of building a gun, like a special railgun.
Okay.
And so you don't like it will go quicker than it would otherwise. It would have been like a 12 segment clock or larger.
Okay.
I just wanted to. I did have that in my head. I forgot to mention it when you started this process. Okay, so go ahead and if you want to make a study roll.
Ooh.
All right.
So 30.
So that's only gonna be one segment on that because that's a failure.
It's not worth it to put a coin on that.
Which would only add one. I think your best bet would be to spend a coin and do an extra downtime action if you were going to do that.
Okay.
Or a rep if you want to spend rep. Yeah. Coin or rep you can spend for extra downtime actions. If you are going to do that, like spend an extra downtime action, then I would let you do it just right now.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Dio, you spent some time with your mentor there in his workshop. You guys upgraded your gun so that you're capable of firing syringes without breaking them, as well as making sure that your arm is reattached and not hurting you, and maybe polish it up a bit. What do you want to do with your second downtime action?
Leaving the doc's office. He's going to he usually tends to do this with some discretion, but this time he feels more uneasy, and he cuts corners in some places. He starts moving a little faster than he normally would, and he obtains what he needs for the ritual. He makes it back to and walks into the room where all the men were, and starts calling for another meeting. All the men, all the people that would come through for the ritual come by. He starts yelling at them all. I actually have.
Yeah, audience at home. Adam and Dio have been working on like a Tigorosi phrase book.
Oh yeah. There's some silly shit in there.
Mostly Adam, and some of the definitions you have for this shit. I swear to God, I'm gonna post these in the chat, like whenever like we go through. Like right now, I have this one. There's some on there that I'm just like, Adam, please.
Some of them are pretty fucking weird.
But like this one said, like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it just for the sake of. But he walks into the room and says, "Leva stupid, leva stupid," and starts pointing fingers, starts demanding them to all get into position.
And they do. They acquiesce pretty quickly. They know their place. They know their roles. They get into position.
Now look under your chairs. There's a whip under there.
All right, start biting each other on the neck, but like not all the way through the skin. Just enough to leave marks for fun and profit.
And please wear these dentures that.
Wooden ones.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna make a joke with that, but let's see. So now I'm thinking about like all the stuff that they're finding is like because there's cushions and some chairs in my head canon.
That's
But,
okay.
and they just go under the pillows and they pull out like another wad of meat. No, but they all have this mystery meat again, if you will, placed in front of them.
If I may, the meat this time, it burns brightly like embers. It almost looks like lava is flowing through the veins of this creature, and it might even still be like pulsing and alive.
Albatross staring directly into it. Through all his uneasiness, all of his uneasiness starts to calm down. His heart rate starts to lower. And with a deep sigh, and they all start to consume the flesh.
Yes. Go ahead and make that stress roll.
That's gonna be the low. Or which one is this? Again, sorry.
It's your lowest overall score. So like for either insight, prowess, or resolve.
Okay, so it's gonna be my resolve.
Yeah. You clear
Huh, not bad.
5 stress.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
I should double check. Did you overindulge?
In this case, I would say absolutely, given the quality of the meat.
No. Like,
sorry.
like technically.
Mechanically.
Mechanically, well, that's
How much stress did you have?
I only had 4.
Oh.
So you did overindulge.
Too much.
All
Here
right.
we go.
That is absolutely okay, given the circumstances.
Some prime cut
Alright.
ribs.
Sorry, I need to look something up because
Oh,
okay, that's what I wanted to see. I just did that on purpose. Attract trouble, brag about your exploits, lost, or tapped. Okay, so I'm going to say that you're tapped. You engage in this ritual, you eat the meat, and I'm going to describe something to you I haven't before. When you eat this flesh, you feel a connection to a man who lives far, far in the north. You all do. He is the monarch, he's the king, he is a leader of the Taikarosi people. And you can see him sitting, like, it's almost like if this was a film, you would just see an elderly man sitting on a throne. Like kind of slumped over looking toward like one of the Jarls from Skyrim. Except that he's incredibly elderly. He's like 90 years old. And looming behind him, you see just the outline of the world folding in on itself. And as you consume the flesh, he nods to you. And he says in the Taikarosi language, soon, it will all end, but for now, we will live. You're welcome to continue to survive.
hey, Albatross, shakingly nodding towards him and looking at him. Tears start to come down his eyes. Or tears start to come down his face, and he just continues to nod.
Yeah, and you kind of pull back in, and you just see that the flesh is gone. The other men around you, they smile and they nod. But then one of the older members, one of the ones that when you yelled at him, you felt kind of bad about it, and he just kind of looked at you funny before just doing what he was going to do anyways. As someone you've known for a long time in this city, someone you trust, he says to you, "We are out. The last few hunts have been unsuccessful. And we need you to pull your weight on the next hunt. You're the best hunter of us all. I know you've been busy."
Understood.
Mechanically speaking, you will not be able to indulge your vice until you resolve this. Also, mechanically speaking, anyone with a trauma, if you do not indulge your vice, you take 2 stress before your next score.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right in the rule book. So if you have a trauma and you do not indulge your vice, you gain stress.
Does it stack per trauma?
Something to keep in mind. No, it does not stack per trauma.
Oh, I'm so glad that would get out of hand real fast.
Yeah. No. But yeah, it's 2 stress gained for every time you do a downtime like you go through a downtime phase and do not engage or stress. Would anyone like to take a third downtime action?
Yeah. Yes. I would.
All right.
We don't clear harm until we.
You need to recover, like it's a downtime action.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a third one as well.
I'll be jumping on the train.
Oh, I did that last time.
Yeah.
I need to work on some healing for this dude, man. He's still all fucked up. It's bad.
All right.
You know what I could do is I could have him indulge the vice again. He's still got 2. Probably overdo it. Probably go missing for a while.
Yeah.
That's up to you. We'll do you last, so you have time to think about it.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll mark the coin down now, and the coin's gone. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do another thing.
Okay. Ethan and Dio, you guys said that you guys are both doing recover actions.
I'd actually I want to. There was the clock going on for getting
Acquire followers.
reports. Yeah, I wanted to. How many ticks is that one on?
It's 3 out of 6. So a full success will get you that clock filled.
Yeah.
If you want to use the cohorts to get advantage on that, I'd be fine with you
Yes.
doing that.
Yeah, you can totally get them to help you out with that. Yeah, and this is all happening over the course of several days. So, like, at some point, you guys would have returned to the library once the spirit wardens are gone. Like, you guys can interact with people. This is all going on.
Yeah. All right. Nice. So, I mean, like, if that's the case, they would head on back, and I guess now it's not just Danny Deravijo, but we also have the women of the Weeping Lady.
Yes.
So, yeah, kind of going in and would talk through the plan of like, hey, looking to, spread the word of our great school that we have here and the types of classes that we have. And so I figured we should, get some pamphlets printed out and go and hand them out to students in front of the university.
All right. So give me an action roll, whatever you'd like, or whatever you think is appropriate. Give yourself +1 die because you're getting help from your pupils. And then what I'll say is like, because if everyone's comfortable with it, I'll also have them make a roll on this before you even do yours, before you spend the coin. So I'm gonna have them make a tier 2 fortune roll. Sorry, yeah, tier 2, because they get a +1 for being adepts, and this is a very adept thing to do. So that is enough to fill up 2. So there is only 1 slice missing.
All right.
So roll whatever you're gonna roll. Do not take the +1. But
Okay.
doesn't really
Okay.
matter what you roll. You're gonna fill it up. But this is rotating clock, so you might actually go fill this up and then into the next one.
Oh, we can add more for more cohorts. I love that. All right.
Well,
Well,
they're
let's
not.
see.
They're not cohorts. It's a little different. They're followers. These are people that you can use. I'll explain it after, but they're a little bit different because cohorts will literally die for you. These people won't.
They're just attending the courses. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Come. Oh, we got a 6.
Hey.
Okay, so 6 is 3, so that fills it up, and then 2 ticks onto the next one. So yeah, go ahead and describe who you find and who you bring. These people are now going to become regular attendees of your church. These are like, yeah.
So, I think, luck of the draw. We go and we kind of present ourselves out to the front of the school, and we're starting to kind of hand out some brochures. And I'm thinking that, lucky enough, there's a group of people coming to actually check out the school for the first time because they're here for a brand new semester, and they want to say they mistake us for people who actually work at that university. And to just kind of come in and be like, oh, like we're actually like, we've got these brand new classes that are happening, and it's by a very renowned professor, Holton Grudge, who's known for the many years that he spent teaching about espers,
Spectrology.
spectrology. Thank you. Always good to bring people who know the actual coursework with you. Yeah, and just kind of, I think we got really nice pamphlets with a bit of embroidering in it, so people are quite impressed with it.
Yeah, and they do. They start kind of like forwarding, montaging through some stuff. A few things happen here. So this was what I planned for filling out the first time. You guys have officially started your school, which is a cover for your church.
Nice.
And so what this means is that anyone who does the acquire followers will increase the standing of your school. So because you filled up that clock, gain 2 reputation, which I just added to your character sheet. Okay. So you're going to gain 2 rep. You have people at the school who are willing to do certain things. You are also at any point in time willing to are able to teach a class to these people, to kind of influence the way that they think and things that they might do for you. The way that these work is they are a bit like cohorts, but they all have the principal drawback. And what that means is that they're not gonna like murder people in the street for you or hide bodies for you. Like they have moral scruples.
Scruples.
Okay. The amount of moral scruples they have is relevant to your tier. So like at tier 4, they will kill people on the street for you. But like at tier 1, they're willing to like break into a shop for you, maybe. Like if you really convince them. But you have basically one action where you have followers that can do one illegal activity for you as an acquired asset.
One illegal extracurricular allowed at this point. Got it.
Yes. But also just narratively speaking, you guys now have regular classes. The second thing that happens is that enough people are being disruptive in Holton Grudge's class that he is
Shit.
no longer an echo and he is now fully reconciled.
Oh.
I was getting ready to have Ludes go in there and piss him off.
Yes. So that was the secret to Holton Grudge. You had to upset him and disrupt his lecture enough. And so we will role play that. So you bring them into this classroom for the first time, and he's going on his rant and spirit wardens are gay and all that. Or
The frogs are turning the spirit wardens gay.
Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, they.
I like the one about the emperor. The emperor doesn't fart.
Yes. Listen, sometimes I'm on in my game, sometimes I'm not. That's all I can say. But when you go in and like the people are like kind of chatting amongst themselves, all of a sudden, like these like old books and the bookshelves and everything, Holton Grudge slams his hands on the table and it just goes through, but all of the books fly onto the floor.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Bay is there, and he says, I need to talk to the dean. If we're starting up another semester, it's about time I get compensated for what I'm doing.
Unfortunately, the dean is not quite so accessible at the moment, but I can tell you as his number 2 that I am more than able to have this type of conversation.
All right, into my office, and he leaves the room for the first time. He leaves the room with the students in there, and he sits you down in his office. He's like, I don't know what the hell happened here. This is a shithole.
Well, you're right there. I ain't gonna correct you on that one.
Yeah, and you're sitting in the room, and like it's one of those like old doors with the glass window, but the window's like cracked.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, this is it. You tell the dean, I need tenure. If I'm gonna teach here, I need tenure. You can't fire me. I want to say the shit I want to say, and I'm never teaching ethical spectrology ever again.
Well, I could definitely talk and go in, put a good word as far as getting you tenure. I can see how long you've been here, and it definitely shows. What would you be teaching if you're not doing spectrology?
Oh, I'm still teaching spectrology, but I don't want to be
supposed to teach
limited.
Not the ethical shit.
But I don't want to be limited in the scope by the ethics of the Empire. Reality is, we've been holding back for a long time. We don't need these lightning barriers. There are ways to control spirits beyond just killing them, scaring them away, warding them off. I've been doing living my whole life, and frankly, and then some. In studying how to do these things, and I've been held back by this university for long enough.
Well, I gotta say, Holton, I'm loving what you're throwing down, because, you know, to be frank, some of the challenges we've been having at this school really have to do with how much we've been cutting away from the Empire itself. And so, you know, you coming in and wanting to throw them to the curb, well, it works out pretty damn well for me, because, you know, the teachings are a little dated, to say the least.
Yeah. I don't mind you. I don't mind you at all. You let me know if there's anything I can do for you. You get me tenure, I'll stay. I'm gonna teach what I want to teach. And you know what? If we got students here, get them cleaning. getting them doing stuff. Like this is a shithole, and this was a nice establishment. What was it? Yeah, 7-10 years ago. I don't even know how long it's been. How long has it been? Quiz time, Ethan. How long has it been?
Since the school was up and running.
Yeah. I'm kidding. It's been 7 years.
Has it actually been 7?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Yeah.
And it's this bad after 7 years? The hell has happened?
No,
There's
it's
a giant invasion happened of
It got
ghosts.
blasted by ghosts.
yeah. The death line, like the lightning barrier went down, and so like the city lost the whole district to the death.
Oh,
line.
that's right. That was this district. I'm the notes guy too. I should really know this.
Yeah. And that's what happened. Is like the Deathlands took over, and then they got it back. It's just that the areas that haven't been like fixed up by like Skurlock and the gang, they're still rough. But yeah, you and me, and maybe the dean if I like him enough. We can work together. We can make this place beautiful again.
I think it's worth the effort, and I'm liking what you're saying as far as taking a different approach when it comes to these lightning barriers and how we deal with the spirits.
I love it. All right. Okay, so that's your downtime action. Dio, you said you had an extra one you wanted to do? Yeah, getting towards the end of the night, guys. Don't worry, I'm aware.
Dio's already turned out the lights and he's turned off the fire.
Oh my god.
All right,
All
ready
right.
for
Albatross, what are you doing?
He's just gonna rest. He's gonna try to heal, kind of sleep off some of those wounds and try to make sense of try to appreciate the visions that he's received.
No worries. So you are only one point away, so literally it doesn't matter what you rolled, you would fill it out. So as long as you spend a coin or the rep to do another downtime action, you can fully recover.
All right, just the coin.
Yeah. All right. Yes, so you take a moment to rest. Is there anything, sorry, I did interrupt you. Is there anything you wanted to say about this rest?
I guess his rest wouldn't have anything important. He would just try to heal up and be ready for the next
Okay.
for the next mission.
Okay. Then we go to Myri. I believe you had an extra downtime action you wanted to take?
I'm not going. I spent a coin to get a boost on the thing, so I think I'm gonna be fine for now. I'll
Okay.
save the coin for later in case I need it.
Okay. Adam.
I got holes in these pockets, my friend. I'm spending it. Here we go.
Oh, I
Going on
forget what you-
vacation.
That's right. So you're with Aaron. I wish her name wasn't Aaron, but it is. You're...
Say it different if that
It's a
helps.
weird choice.
It's okay.
Erin. No,
I
that's
didn't name the
Erin.
NPC. Yeah. You're with the Irish lass, in a world where Ireland doesn't exist. And she says to you, "You know, Chuck, from the Sixth World Third, you can get absolutely fucked. I'll use an Irish accent whenever I please." No, what she says to you is, I almost forgot to call him out on that. No, but she says, okay, I think it's time. And again, like, you're kind of high and you're out of it and you're very
Really high.
compliant. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the marching powder is taking like full effect. Like you are finding yourself almost like impossible to have like a thought to say no to something, like to
Yeah.
someone that
Oh,
you,
yeah.
she takes your hand,
Oh yeah.
and she leads you off towards Dunslow,
Oh yeah.
and we will leave you there as you become lost.
Yep.
As your lover abandons you.
Oh what?
Well, no, sorry. She takes you away and she kidnaps you. Is what I meant to say. I said abandoned. She kidnaps you.
Oh
basically.
what? All right. Well,
No, she doesn't kidnap you. You're lost. Okay, don't worry. I'm saying
What?
words.
What?
I don't know what the words mean.
What's that? What? What?
Hold
We
me
will
accountable
find out
right
what
now.
happens.
Fuck. All right.
What even are words?
Oh boy.
And just before we end, Albatross, Jacob, and yes, and this does include Albatross. Albatross, Jacob, Myri, and Vey. And Lutz, though I don't know if you'll understand that this is happening and it's not just like a hallucination that you're having. As you sleep that evening, or even just if you are awake, you are overtaken by a vision of a man sitting below a willow tree. He's silhouetted under the shadows of it. So you can't quite see him, but like as he smiles, his bright white teeth are visible. And he says, "The hand that you possess, the eye that you seek, and the heart that you feel, I want them. And I will have them." And Albatross, when you wake up, you see a vial or like a bucket or like a glass or something of water, of that sea water sitting beside you.
Yeah, wait.
Chug, 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 chug.
It's okay. I can leave you here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's episode. We will see you next week on Sins and Consequences. Nighty night and toodle Lou.
I thought you were gonna skip it this time. I really thought you were gonna skip it.
I will
I
never,
knew better.
I will
Eric
never
has-
not say toodle Lou.
You just skip the integrity of the.
Look into women. Have you heard about this? Women.
You heard about this? Just like
It's like people, but women. Yeah. Oh my god.
But